You son of a bitch.
Hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. No, I hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. No, I hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. No, I hit you with that drop kick, Marty Jannetty. Bam, bam.
Goddamn right, it's live, pal. Welcome back into the latest edition of Hot Tag Wrestle Corner. On one half of your host, I'm Rob.
I'm Clint.
And this week, we have to start off with some somber news that we just received as of, I think, 2 days ago. Maybe yesterday is when we heard. But there in the beginning of the show, which I never seen the line up with the music and the video because we haven't been able to put those together, but we're working on that. But anyway, we have an opening scene, or one of the opening scenes from Predator, where it's associated to our logo to the show of the hot tag. That's one of the biggest definitions I've ever seen in media of a hot tag. Both, I ain't gonna say they're roided out, but if you look at the size of their arms, I guess you could probably guess that. But testosterone blazing at the peak of their...
My name is Pamela Kay. My group is called the Tap Chicks.
At the peak of their... Sorry about that. That's our news story popping up with videos playing in the background. My bad. At the peak of their physical prowess, but Arnold Schwarzenegger and the man we're about to speak about, Carl Weathers, in the movie Dutch and Dylan separately as characters, were giving each other that. First time they see each other in a while. Both special forces dudes going to hunt down the Predator. Only one of them comes back if you've seen the movie. But one of those stars we mentioned did pass, and we wanted to put him in the gangster league because he's a part of our show open. A very beloved actor, Carl Weathers, passed away. He would be greatly missed. Let's give you a little bit about Mr. Weathers. He passed away on Friday. I'm reading this from the Associated Press. Carl Weathers, linebacker for the Oakland Raiders in the NFL in 1970 and 71, then turned actor who starred in the Rocky movie franchise and also the TV show The Mandalorian, has died. Carl Weathers, a former NFL linebacker who became a Hollywood action movie and comedy star, playing nemesis turned ally Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies. Now, the AP, I'm guessing, was misquoted here because we just explained part of our show open is from the movie Predator and how they're boys. Like, I'm not going to put something in the show open of me and Clint having beef. So that didn't make any sense. But for some reason, the Associated Press seems to think that he was facing off against Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, they were partners trying to take on the Predator in the movie The Predator. And also teaching golf to Happy Gilmore has passed away. I'm not quite sure on the age. 76. I know you said you had a statement from the man who played Rocky in the movie, Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, it actually came from a video where he was holding back tears and he was like pounding the counter in front of him. He basically said, "Today is an incredible sad day for me. I'm so torn up I can't even tell you. I'm just trying to hold it in because Carl Weathers was such an integral part of my life, my success, everything about him. I give him incredible credit and kudos because when he walked into that room, I saw him for the first time. I saw greatness. I didn't realize how great he was. Which basically gave him credit, basically said he never could accomplish what he did in Rocky without him. His voice, his size, his power, his athletic ability, but most importantly, his heart and his soul. Such a horrible loss." And he was shooting a video from that abstract painting where they were like throwing the punches. What's the name simultaneously? I don't think it was the end of Rocky 3.
When they were training after the second Clubber Lang fight, and he was like, "Go ahead and ring the bell," and Apollo Creed was like, "Ding, ding."
Yeah. He said he was magic, and I was so fortunate to be part of his life. But he ended it by saying, "Apollo, keep punching." He said, "We lost a legend today." Arnold Schwarzenegger also gave a tribute to him also. And he said he will always be a legend, extraordinary athlete, fantastic actor, and great person. This was in an Instagram post with photos of that classic 80s film that we just mentioned. 80s film. He said we couldn't have made Predator without him, and we certainly wouldn't have had such a wonderful time making it. Every minute with him onset and offset was a joy. And then the picture shows that infamous the handshake, which is at the beginning of the what's her name.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. He said, "Where was the type of friend to push you to be your best to keep up with him?" He said, "I miss him and my thoughts are with him and his family."
Another great role I didn't mention was when he played himself on the TV show Arrested Development. That was also known some very funny times. Amongst many other roles he had in his career. I happened to watch top 10 roles that he had over the weekend prior to talking about this here in the show, just to prep myself with a little bit more of his background so we can get ready to talk about him and put him in the gangster lane here in the show. So we wanted to give a quick moment of silence to the man, the myth, the legend, Carl Weathers. Rest in peace. With that being said, we're gonna move
one more
on.
thing too. A lot of people don't know.
So,
As a
let's talk
'90s,
some more.
as a '90s baby, you know, a '90s baby. I didn't want to be a Zach. You know, we grew up watching all this stuff that Disney. You know, Lion King, Toy Story. A lot of people don't know he was the voice of Combat Carl in Toy Story. In the Toy Story series.
Yep, that was one of the roles that was in the
Sure.
top 10 list I was watching.
Sure.
Was Combat Carl
So
from the
as a '90s baby,
the
that-
Halloween movie or Halloween special they had.
as a '90s baby, I mean,
He was
grew up
also
on that.
he did a lot of voiceover. He had a voiceover for another Disney show. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head. Where he played like like some type of god that can control like space and time travel and like portals and stuff. So that was cool. He is also known for one of his very first roles was a blaxploitation movie with Pam Grier back in the 70s that I unfortunately, sorry, off the top of my head, I forgot the name of it. Not a very famous blaxploitation movie, but one of his first roles nonetheless. So had to mention those things also. So
yeah, he did a lot of things. Also, we mentioned he was in The Heat of the Night, the later season after.
Oh yeah, he was on the TV show.
Yeah, the TV show.
Yep.
Yeah, took care of that. Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff he was in. He also guest starred on Chicago PD, Chicago Justice, you know, Law and Order. You know, he was always around. You know.
Yeah, he was always a relevant working actor somehow.
He was the voice of Jackson Mortal Kombat 10, the video game.
Right.
So
he kept a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And also too, he was just in the FanDuel commercial with Grunt.
Yeah,
recently.
He was driving the car
Recently,
while he was walking through the desert. He's like, get in, let's do it again.
Yeah, man. So.
Yeah, rest in peace to Carl Weathers. So let's get into the news. We got a Mount Rushmore this week, that being our top 4 manias. Considering the events of this week, I thought it was apropos to talk about that, I guess. So we'll get into what we're talking about specifically in that nature. Clint has a lot of that covering our WWE side, but we're going to start off with some more sketchy news, I guess we'll say, get that out the way, of the Vince McMahon allegations. So last week we talked about the former assistant of his coming out, making allegations. Now, there's been all type of stuff this week since that's happened. WWE had tried to flush any remnants of him being there, meaning people that were associated with Vince during his time that worked under him, such as Kevin Dunn, as you mentioned last week. I won't be surprised if Bruce Pritchard is soon on that list.
He had to get surgery for, I think, a tricep or something.
Well, doesn't mean that he may be coming back.
How ironic.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But we have more about that because I said that the feds were coming after him, and now he's under federal criminal investigation for sex trafficking and more. Also, as I was mentioning to Clinton, I don't have this full story in front of me right here, but I can't pull it as we're talking about it. I'm going to get into this one first. But John Laurinaitis has come out and said he is also a victim of Vince McMahon. Like, he was forced to stick his penis into orifices of this woman. I'm sorry to say it like that and make it sound so horrible, but we know that's what actually happened. So, but yeah, he's also come out and said he's a victim of Vince McMahon. And
I'm looking. I just don't buy that. That seems like you trying to get out the what's the name, like you trying to cover your own ass.
I got it right here. This is Laurinaitis, and then I'll get back into the Fed charges. This is a story I'm reading. Wrestle News Source I'm quoting here. John Laurinaitis. John Laurinaitis' lawyers issued a response to the Vice News today regarding the accusations leveled against him and Vince McMahon by former WWE employee Janelle Grant in a recent lawsuit. Edward Brennan, representing Laurinaitis, conveyed to Vice News, quote, Mr. Laurinaitis denies allegations in the misguided complaint and will be vigorously defending his charges in court, not the media. Like the plaintiff, Mr. Laurinaitis is a victim in this case, not a predator. The truth will come out. To elucidate their point, Vice News received a follow-up clarification emphasizing Laurinaitis' stance of being wronged by McMahon. The clarified statement sent to Vice News highlighted, quote, read the allegations, read the federal statute, power control, employment, supervisory capacity, dictatorial sexual demands with repercussions if not met. How many times in the plaintiff Vince exerts control over both of them? So basically, he just said what I just said, and he was saying, "Oh, I was under his control too, so he forced me to fuck her."
You admitted your guilt, basically.
Yeah, he just said, "No. I was under his power too. He forced me to fuck her." That's what he's saying.
I don't know.
That's what he's saying, bro.
I know. It's just.
So that's where he said he's a victim too. So that's Laurinaitis' take. Back to the Fed charges here. As previously reported, Vince McMahon was hit with a lawsuit last week that accused him of sexual trafficking, sexual assault, and more heinous acts. Vince McMahon has denied the claims, but nevertheless resigned from WWE parent company TKO a day later.
For a second time.
Yeah, exactly.
Second resignation.
That's wrestling, ain't it? Terry Funk retired from All Japan back in 1983. Guess what? He was back there 4 years later. And he ain't the only one that do that. So, wrestling less has multiple retirements. So, yeah. Anyway, things are now worse for McMahon as the Wall Street Journal reports that under federal criminal investigation for allegations Janelle Grant made against him, prosecutors in New York have been in contact with multiple alleged victims. Those are the other ones that had the NDAs that came out before we talked about months ago. They found out those NDAs don't mean shit if you ain't gonna finish making payments, so might as well get all my dough. And I'm not saying like they're coming after them like they're wrong. They deserve to get their dough for what happened. And that's the least of things they deserve. Investigators are looking into the R word, sex trafficking, sexual assault, commercial sex transactions, harassment, or discrimination against current or former WWE employees. Vince issued a brief statement on the investigation, said he, quote, he intended to vigorously defend himself against baseless accusations. Look forward to clearing my name. And then we got into everything else. We know the whole storyline. We talked about that last week. We don't have to reread any of that. But, yeah. So, they have
coming out.
Feds are coming at them. From there, we have statements from former cronies who weren't, well, we don't know if they were under him or not at the time. But let's talk about it. Eric Bischoff, our favorite salty bitch here on the show. On the lawsuit and allegations against Vince McMahon and his personal reactions to it. On the latest episode of Strictly Business, Eric Bischoff talks about sexual abuse and sexual trafficking allegations made against Vince McMahon and former WWE employee Janelle Grant in a new lawsuit. Quote, looking back at the initial thoughts regarding allegations made against Vince, quote, look, I reacted very viscerally, emotionally to what I've read and has been reading. And one thing I don't want to get lost in all of this is that we've heard one side of the story. There will be more to come, unfortunately, because I don't want to read anymore. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I was very honest with you. This would all go away tomorrow and everybody walk away, go to separate corners and be happy for the rest of their life, however happy they're able to be under these circumstances. That would be great, but that's not real. What's real is what's going to continue to drip out and what's going to get more information. And depending on how far things go, this could end up in the front of a jury. I don't think it will, but it could. In the details of the allegations, and that's what they are, allegations. The word I use is evil. And if these allegations are true, evil is a good word. If these allegations are not true, evil is a good word. I just want it to be done. I know I sound like a 6-year-old kid, but I just want it to be over. And I'm sure a lot of people out there feel the same way. And yeah, I mean, the only people that don't feel that way are the attorneys that are making money in the process. On the dark shadow over the WWE right now, quote, there's nothing that I said that isn't true. Whether allegations are true or whether allegations are not true, innocent people are being affected by this. There is a dark shadow over the WWE, and I can only imagine, but I think that I can imagine this fairly accurately, what must be working in the WWE with this kind of hanging over you. The children involved, the children of children involved, friends, family members, everybody's suffering as a result of these allegations. And we'll all hopefully find out, or there'll be a resolution one way or other. They're so ugly, and I wish you could just make it go away. I could disconnect. I actually thought about it for a second, and I don't know. I didn't time it, but maybe moments. There was a point in time when thinking through all of this, knowing that I was going to have to talk about it, what I thought, well, maybe just stop talking about wrestling. Would be make a lot of people happy, wouldn't it? Most of them in Jacksonville, Florida. Oh my God! I'm gonna read that again and just say how ridiculous that just sounded. Okay? Yeah, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, just the last 2 sentences. All right. There was a point in time when I was thinking through all of this. I was going to have to talk about it, where I thought, well, maybe it was just time to start talking about wrestling. And I know it would make a lot of people happy if I would. Most of them in Jacksonville, Florida. So, how in the fuck?
AW in his mouth.
And y'all want to talk about Tony Khan?
No. I feel like my thing is, I feel like Tony Khan makes his statements geared towards the wrong people. You can talk crap about Eric Bishop all you want, because apparently it's fair game with y'all too. I just don't like when you taking shots at Triple H who ain't done nothing. Taking shots at Bischoff, because Bischoff just...
Anyway.
I like how he trying to say it, Jacksonville, for like he ain't want to say the name. The name.
And then it says,
we ain't know who you were talking about.
And then it says in quotation marks, chuckles. Anyway,
yeah, when he said it.
I digress. But that was just an emotional reaction, and I got over pretty quickly. But hopefully I can't wait to talk about Brutus Beefcake and firing Honky Tonk Band. Give me something light and fun.
Oh Lord, that means you're gonna be on that dark side episode of Bruce Beefcake, ain't you?
And then this is the last one. This last one is on Not Defending McMahon. Quote, I'm going to hope that people are listening and understand what I'm saying. By no means am I coming to anybody's defense or supporting anything or anybody in this situation other than the innocent people involved, because there's a lot of them. But you said it clearly, man. Vince has 3 weeks to tell the side of the story. We, all of us, reacting are still reacting, really, to her allegations in that complaint. We haven't seen the other side of that coin yet. And you say it takes about 3 weeks to get there. And when things, in my opinion, are going to get real interesting. And interesting in a sad way. We're probably going to end up deeper. We're probably going to learn more. This isn't going to go away anytime soon. And I guess that's my point. We'll still haven't heard from the other side of the table. And that's interesting. It's the only word I can come up with right now. There's other things about this, the reason why I wanted to quote that, because there's a lot of pundits out there who have kind of come out sounding like dickheads about this whole Vince thing. Like, for example, he's another salty bitch at times we talk about here on the show, but Jim Cornette, they were laughing about the allegations. And they weren't laughing at the victim, but what they were laughing about, remember we were talking about one of her allegations is that Vince McMahon made her try a bunch of different dildos on herself, saying that these were
a superstar.
Saying this penis is this superstar, this one's another superstar. They were like making fun of that type shit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that shouldn't still be right.
It's still, I'm saying, it's still
that's
not
still
right.
Fucked up, but
it's not right because he still was doing for her to do something. What's the name?
Shit like that. No. So I feel like a lot of people a lot of people are usually approaching this the right way, but there's some of us who aren't acting very responsible about this.
No matter how stupid ass not some of the stuff that Vince did, it's not fun because you're forcing somebody to do something against their will.
Right, and this is a very icky subject to even want to talk about, and it's totally separate from wrestling, and I'm tired of having to talk about these things associated with wrestling. Yeah. But it's our job to tell the truth here, and these things are out there, so we should share it.
Well, while you talking about Eric Bischoff, I guess I'll go ahead and add more.
Add your part.
So this is about Triple H at the Royal Rumble press conference. He got asked about the whole allegation against Vince McMahon, and he basically said, I haven't read the lawsuit. He said I'm just focused on what a great night this was for all the superstars involved. And a lot of people, I guess, took offense with like his answer, basically saying like he tried to play dumbfounded. I disagree with that because I'm like, I look at it like this: like the Rumble is your big first what's name. All this people, this all came
It's
out
one of your big four.
The week of the Rumble, like the Tuesday, the week of the Rumble.
Beyond one of your big four,
Yeah.
I would say it's one of your big two.
Yeah.
It's Mania and then Rumble for mostly everybody.
Yeah, because this mainly dictates Mania what's name. And then a lot of people, this came out the week of Rumble. And then on top of that, you got The Rock joining the board at TKO. And then you got to deal with Netflix and all this. It was a lot going on that week.
Let me make one, how do I say?
I'm not trying to defend.
Let me defend the questioning of how they're questioning him a little bit in this way. Bro, that's your father-in-law.
Yeah.
You didn't know anything?
Yeah.
He was passing video around backstage to random cronies showing them this videos of this lady. You didn't know anything? Even if you wanted to, somebody came in the room or you heard him talking about it and you was just like, I'm going to step this way or get that away, I don't want to see that. You still knew. In some way. Even if you tried not to be involved, you knew. So I can understand why they're questioning.
Yeah, you probably didn't know. I thought you married to that man's daughter too. So
you ain't know? That's what I'm saying, bro. You're part of the fan, bro. You know. Or you've heard a rumor, bro. Even if you tried to ignore it, you still knew.
If you did know. He probably did know.
The only ones I feel like who didn't really know, like if you were in this close circle that you work with backstage, like producers and certain superstars,
probably know
you
that.
knew. You know, I can name ones I bet you that knew. Who probably had nothing to do with it and didn't want to have anything to do with it. But I'm forced to say, I'm not. You know what? I'll take that back because I don't want somebody to come at our show and then try to sue us because I made an accusation. I ain't gonna say all that. I'm gonna shut up on that too. But just think of long tenured superstars associated with the company, and you could just. There's probably a list at least 20 to 25, bro. Minimum.
It's gonna come out worse. It's gonna be.
It's gonna come out.
It's gonna be more of this. That's one.
Yeah, buddy.
What's the name? So yeah.
So that's why I said, you know what? I'm gonna shut up and leave it there. One that's already been associated with it, that we know that we basically figured last week when they didn't mention his name, but said former heavyweight UFC champion. It's like you can put it one and two. You can put one and two together because there's only been like one of those ever in the WWE.
Yeah, you get that away. We did that one.
The other one that won UFC never won a fucking match there, so it ain't that guy. But that guy being Brock Lesnar, future in WWE, and most of his merchandise have been discounted. As previously reported, Brock Lesnar was pulled from the plans for the Rumble. His spot, you said, in the Rumble was replaced by Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
As well as Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. As noted, this follows a lawsuit filed by Neil Grant against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the WWE, accusing McMahon of sexual trafficking and sexual assault. The lawsuit referenced a world-famous athlete and former UFC heavyweight champion, who McMahon reportedly offered Grant sexual services to Lesnar. Though Lesnar was not named in the lawsuit, the Wall Street Journal identified Lesnar as the person in question when they reported on the lawsuit. They said his name is said to be off the table going forward from any creative plans in the WWE. It was also noted that WWE shop has most of Lesnar's merchandise on discount. While the site is currently had an overall sale, it is notable that Lesnar's products are listed. Lesnar was also removed from the WWE Supercard game and will likely be the downplayed or outright removed from WWE licensed content in the future, such as WWE 2K24.
Yeah, moved from there. Yeah, they discounted merchandise at 99. That's discounted at 99%. That's basically saying like, looks like what, like, you get that shit for free. Basically, like, yeah, but that whole situation is just what's in there.
Yeah, unless you have anything else on it, we can move on.
Yeah, no, Bischoff said he put him on how he think Triple H should have handled it. He said if Paul would have talked about how much they care for talent and safety and production of the talent and everyone's in the corporate environment, and he wouldn't have been sympathetic to the alleged victim, he'll be getting heat for it. Social media would have been accusing him of trying to protect Vince simply by not coming out and speaking about his reaction to those allegations. And I don't know if he read the lawsuit. I mean, obviously nobody knows that but him. I could see a circumstance where he has not. Keep in mind that it's Rumble weekend and there have been major significant changes to the card. But I could see where he was sat down and been briefed on. And even if he didn't read it, he been briefed on the details. And perhaps that happened before. So it's like, I think what Bitch are trying to say, don't say that you haven't read the report, because it got to you. Like, you probably was briefed on it. You probably got briefed on it. They sat you down, like, during them times you ain't had nothing to do with the Rumble. Like, look, this, about Vince, this coming out. This just some of the crux of stuff that you should be a lookout just in case they're going to ask you about. I think he put himself in the mouth when he said, I ain't read the report. Like, you read it. If you ain't read it, you was briefed on it, so you knew something about it. About it. But this whole thing is just a fucking shit show, man. Like, god damn it, Vince. Like, and he did one time. Didn't he say one time somebody was to take down his own damn company, it'd be him, right? Well, yeah. You are in the process of taking your company down now, brother. Like,
so let's move on from that. Jim Ross has successfully underwent surgery, removing cancer from his hip. The AEW legend.
Cancer on your hip.
He metastasized that. I don't know. AEW legend revealed on social media. JR posted on his Twitter account Thursday afternoon, noting that he underwent surgery on his right hip, writing that had cancer surgery this morning on my right hip. All went well. Thank you for the love and support. Shout out to him. He's had a number of health issues over the past year plus. He recently confirmed that his contract ends on Valentine's Day of this year, but he hopes to resign so he can finish up with AEW. I think that will happen. He's the voice of all our childhoods, or at least if you were born in the same era that
Jim Ross should get to the point to where he shouldn't sign a contract. He should be able to go to wherever he wants.
True, but like WWE, you know how they are. They don't like sharing their things. They don't like playing fair with other people. So if he went there, they're probably like, yeah, you got to stay here, bro. So if anything, I do believe. I think this deal is going to get done for him with AEW because he wants to do Sting's last match, which would be March 3rd, which is 2 weeks after February 14th. And he wants him and Tony Schiavone to do it, considering that they were both in WCW when he had his start and were working together in commentary then. So it makes.
It should just be them.
And I think they should do it.
It should be them two doing that snake fight. That would be awesome though to do it.
Yeah, I think they'll probably do it.
It should just be them two. No offense to Taz and that's but it should just be them two.
Well, yeah, I guess you could. I don't know. You might have Excalibur there to do more of the heavy lifting as far as like in-ring moves, but you might not.
Yeah.
You might not.
Because Jim Ross, just because of the fact that Jim Ross is like,
he's older.
He still got the balls, so I can see bringing probably.
He's more of the color commentator. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing the heavy lifting of calling spot for spot. Tony could do that though, so you could have Tony do that and JR just be the color.
Yeah,
it could work that way. I could see that. Also, Mariah May has suggested a tag match against Deonna Purrazzo and Snooki. And Snooki weighs in. The association there is just that Deonna Purrazzo and Snooki are both from Jersey. Mariah May put forth a suggestion of that, taking herself and Toni Storm as who they'd be going against. The Jersey Shore stars responded. On social media, back and forth began with May called Purrazzo, who's been tweeting with Storm Snooki over Twitter. Purrazzo responded by writing, entrepreneur, TV star, mama, ride or die BFF. Oh, and has wrestling experience. I love at Snooki. No. This isn't the insult you thought it was.
No.
That's what Deonna Purrazzo said.
No, my God.
I love your reaction.
Oh, Lord.
I love your reaction.
I'm just like, I like Deonna Purrazzo a little bit less now after that statement. Like, okay. Have you seen her match at WrestleMania? What wrestling talent do you see there?
Mariah May then suggested a tag match when the fans said, we've had more than enough of Snooki in wrestling the last 6 lifetimes.
Kudos to that fan. Yes.
Snooki responded, I beg to differ, Josh.
No. You know what? No. Oh, God. No. You know what? No. I'm gonna defend Snooki in this.
Hey,
I'd rather-
wait.
I'd
Before you
rather-
say that, she is 1-0 at WrestleMania. I'm just saying though.
No.
I'm just saying
No.
though.
I would rather see Snooki than Angelina. I seen her in Impact. That shit was a shit show. They couldn't even attempt to hide her botches, how bad they were. Like, they needed. Look, you've been in Impact, been WWE. At point, you just need to go to New Japan, just that you can be there. Go to just so that Jersey Shore, like, we literally been worldwide in terms of everything. Just put them all there. Put them all there. 1-0 WrestleMania. Yeah, she is 1-0 WrestleMania. That's true. That's true. But there's a lot of people that have undefeated records and ain't done that. Ain't.
Oh
You can do a
god.
list of people that's 1-0 that's undefeated at WrestleMania, but they ain't done that damn thing though.
Athena said she's trying to get a match with Julia. In the post on Twitter, Athena responded.
That'd be a good match.
Responded to a fan who wants a match with her and Julia, noting that she's tried to make it happen. Quoting, "Don't know, but when you figure it out, let me know. I'm down to happen trying." So we'll see what happens there. That'd be interesting. You just said Julia may be out of New Japan soon.
Yeah, it's more than likely gonna be WWE bound. But I would love that match though. I would love for her and Athena to have a match. That match would be a fire match.
We recently spoke of, and now it's true. Jacob Fatu is reportedly a free agent. It appeared Jacob Fatu is a free agent, as Rikishi noted on social media on Friday. Rikishi posted to Twitter that Fatu, his nephew, is a free agent and teased the notion of a bidding war of services. Bodyslam.net's Cassidy Haynes confirmed that Fatu is not under contract for MLW anymore.
Yeah, so they lost him at Hammerstone too.
Yep. Let's see what do you think? Now, obviously,
I don't watch MLW, so I don't know much about.
he's raw. I've seen a
Okay.
little bit of him over there. He's been their world champion off and on over the last 3.
And that's not a shot at MLW.
trading
I
between
just
him
saying
and Hammerstone for the most part.
Those are two biggest stars, I'm assuming.
Now,
I'll say probably be them two, right? Hammerstone and
I can see
That's
him with WWE because you could add him to the bloodline, but how? I don't know, man. I don't want to add any more to the bloodline. If you want to add something in, I'd rather have something that's coming in that's family wise, trying to eat him from the inside out, kind of like Rock is, 'cause he's like a far off cousin. And I'm the AEW guy here on the show, so I don't want to automatically say that I want him to come over there and sound like that either. But I mean, he's a top guy that's a free agent. He's you know what I'm saying? To me, I think he'd work well for any company if you book him well enough. Even if you brought him into WWE and started him in NXT, I could see that.
how old is he?
Let me look it up. I don't agree with the people talking about, oh, let's bring Okada in and put him in NXT. Like, no, bro.
No,
Okada's above
Okada's
that.
not going. Okada's not going.
He's
to
above
NXT.
that, bro. You don't. Put
He's
him
gonna
in
get, if he do, he's gonna get Jay Cargill treatment. Like, Jay's not going to NXT. You're not bringing Okada to NXT. He's not. He don't need to go to NXT.
31. So that's perfect WWE.
That's
right?
perfect. That's perfect.
They bring cats in at that
range,
age.
yeah. That's perfect range. Yeah, they can do that. I mean, I don't know. You see decision might probably go based over Tonga. What's the name go? Ain't he a free agent?
Tama
too, right?
Tonga.
Yeah.
Yep, he's another one out there. So
They
let's
might-
see where he go.
That might.
And he's
that might
saying
factor.
he's going to WWE. So
That might factor into.
now Tama, I can see him going through NXT just because I feel like his name is known less in the States as opposed to Jacob Fatu. You know what I'm saying? Just
because he's known more in Japan, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
moving on
I mean,
from
we can see.
there.
Yeah.
I knew you got a story about
I got
Shawn
it.
Michaels we're about to get into.
I got a couple news stories real quick.
Yeah, because I'm
Talking about
down.
New
I'm down in my
Japan.
mind sore in my mind.
Your boy Yoshihashi has resigned with New Japan. He announced it Friday that he signed a new contract. He said, his words, I have renewed my contract with New Japan this year, and I strongly believe I will continue to work even harder here in the ring of New Japan Pro Wrestling and not lose to Okada. That's his statement. And Tama-chan. It's his statement. That's his statement, man, after he was today. Just to troll with look on your face, bro. That's what trying to
That's what's gonna save New Japan right there.
That's payback for that
shitty ass Yoshihashi. That's what's gonna save New Japan.
Mick Foley's on one final death match.
No, Mick. You know why I say no? This is why. Because I listened to his podcast. He had an episode of his podcast where he was detailing his time when he was in TNA and won the world title over there against Sting. Wait, hold on. Now I gotta pause my story. Give me background on your reaction so you know what I'm talking about.
That was bad. That whole Impact run was bad.
He won the world title.
That whole feud with Ric Flair, that whole thing was bad, bro. Like he did win a title. I think he won it twice. He won it multiple times.
You didn't like his feud with Sting?
I ain't like none of that.
Look, he said, this is why I said, but let me finish what I'm saying. You'll see why I say he shouldn't do this. Okay, so that was how long ago? Like 06, right? It was a grip ago, right?
I want to say.
All right. So he was saying that he was so smoke and mirrors back then, like he couldn't do like normal bumps. And he couldn't work like the ropes. Like he would get blown up real quick. He said one time they had a tag match. It was him and Jeff Jarrett versus versus Kurt Angle and Sting. And in the middle of the match, he went and did commentary. It was like,
I remember that match.
It was like, Mick. They said, Mick, what you doing over here on commentary? He was like, well, I'm kind of blown up and I'm taking a break.
I remember that.
And then he got the clowning Jeff Jarrett. He's like, I thought he was a better wrestler than this. But anyway, he said the whole time during the feud with Sting, it was all smoke and mirrors. Like he did like a lot of punching and stuff like that, and like try to pace himself more because he wasn't in the same shape and he had different injuries that were hurting him. You know what I'm saying? Throughout that time, so he couldn't do like the old Mankind stuff, like, you know, the Boiler Room Mankind match type deals. So he was trying to make it work through smoke and mirrors at that time. Like, bro, that was 18 years ago? Do you think your body's gotten better in that time? And you talking about doing a hardcore match? No, bro. That's just not.
It's funny because we talking about this and we was saying like, I was saying like, no. And then I was like, then I instantly thought, I was like, no. I was like, Ric Flair's final match, bro. No.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Ric Flair almost died in the ring, bro. Like,
yeah,
no.
We don't need to see that, man. You've done enough.
He will be turning 60 soon, and he said he'll compete in one final match that helped made him famous. He said 60's right around the corner. Think about doing one match for my 60th birthday, a death match. I'm not kidding. I think it'll be a greater sin to drop them 100 big ones. So he's saying he's gonna drop 100 pounds if he do this. I think it might be fun. It won't be in WWE. I don't think so.
No shit.
I think it will be a pretty gory spectacle.
My name is Pamela K.
Oh Lord, you know I can see him doing this. What's that? GCW? I can see him doing that shit there.
Yeah, they would.
They'll take that in a heartbeat.
Would. Yeah. Yes, they would. That's what they do.
He said, "I'm just thinking about it. I put it out there to two of my kids. They're like, would you get hurt?" I was like, yeah, probably. Yeah, he said it would give him a reason to try to drop some weight, which could benefit him long term.
You know, wait. I got it. The reason why he might not do it with GCW though is because they use light tubes, and he's a big proponent.
Oh yeah, not using light. Yeah,
he hates that. He said he one time had a match or seen Taker in a match back in the day that had light tubes involved, and because of the
probably back in Onita's time, probably.
I'm not sure. This is in the 90s. He said because of the particles in the light tube, it caused him to get an infection in his elbow. Remember John Cena's elbow that grew the size of by baseball?
Yeah.
Said Taker damn near had the same shit before. So he said, and that's the particles in the light tube. So he said he'll never do that.
He'll never do light. Okay.
So and they do light tubes. So I mean they could not have light tubes involved, but I'm just saying I don't know if it necessarily be GCW.
No, it's just a Nick Gage match. He's gonna have light tubes involved. He said that would give him reason to drop some weight, which could benefit him long term. He said, I won't have to get my brain rattled. I'm averse to a few stitcheroonies here and there. It won't be for everybody, and rightfully people go, come on, that's not good for you, but it can help me lose 100 pounds. It seems like to me he trying to use this as a motivation to lose weight when it comes off to me, what he's more like saying.
How about living longer in your life as a motivation to lose weight? Not getting cracked upside the head with a chair again.
He said, that's what I'm missing. I did drop to 100, but I had that WrestleMania thing. I was already down 50, then I had Vince in my ear to where I made that promise that I was down 80. So you basically saying he had to lose 100 pounds for the match he had against Edge, basically. Yeah. Like, I don't have any type of incentive, so I'm just thinking. It's something that I'm throwing out there so that this time next year, we might have to revisit that option. And then when he asked about potential opponents that came up, he basically said Moxley or Matt Cardona. I think Moxley would be the easiest, but Matt has the heat in the death match. That can really make it something cool. So.
No, Meek.
Yeah.
Don't need to see that.
Yeah. I'm with you 100% on that one. We don't need to see that, Mick.
WrestleMania has changed their start time. From the kickoff show, it's going to start at 5, with the main card starting at 7, and that is for both nights.
All right.
You ready to get into the Shawn Michaels story?
Shawn Michaels.
Because all I got left after that, all I got left is the mind story that we can get.
That also another part of our thing. It was a bad week for people in our things this week. First, Carl Weathers, now Marty Jannetty. Fortunately, he had to get his leg amputated.
Yeah, he said his sister has passed away.
That sucks too, man.
Yeah,
that's a double whammy.
Yeah, the WWE alumnus posted on Facebook that he has gone through a difficult time, stating that the doctor told him yesterday that they want to amputate his leg, and that his brother called him last night to say that their sister had passed away. He had put on their quote, "Can hardly formulate a sentence right now. It's a tough time in my life. Yesterday they told me they want to cut my leg off. That was due to the bad ankle injury he had back in the day that just progressively gotten worse."
I remember that. They talking about that on the dark side, how bad that boy's name is. They said dark side, they said he probably going to get it amputated eventually.
Yeah, they did say that on there. I'm sorry this keeps popping up. It's my site that I'm getting my news stories from. I don't know why they keep doing that. Anyway, I'm struggling with that. My brother called last night and said my sister died in his arms, basically. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I don't want to do the podcast show tomorrow night. Please forgive me. I do love y'all. I just can't. So lost right now. P.S. Many of y'all know both my sisters. Diane is hanging in tough as a mofo. Diane, stay strong. Stay strong. Keep belief. You too, Gino.
Yeah, and it feels like every time our Jannetty dude gets like, he starts going down to what's the name, things start going good. Always time he get hit with some like BS. Like he get hit with something that fucking sucks. And then don't make it better. One of our stuff's name of Gentleman of Dark Side don't make it better. Brutus Beefcake is over here. Of course today is NXT Vengeance Day. So they do their call. And Shawn Michaels got asked about some allegations made by Brutus Beefcake against him, Marty Jannetty. He claimed that they use H-bombs on women, which is a date rape drug. Michaels himself denied these allegations and said that Beefcake himself even walked back on these accusations.
H-bombs are halcyons, by the way.
He said, I say this, I never shied away from the stupid stuff I did in my past. You can go back and ask Brutus Beefcake. He'll tell you. One, never seen any of that happen. Again, wrestling stories. He also retracted that after saying it. I can say this, I had a lot of struggles in my life, and I don't know how to say this without sounding shameful. But being with a lady was not something Shawn Michaels had a lot of difficult time doing. He said, I never been in a situation where it was not consensual in any way, shape, or form. I never take advantage of someone in that respect. Those are things done for two reasons. I had a lot of counseling in my lifetime. The reason you do stuff like that because you dislike women or you have power issues. Shawn Michaels did not have none of those. He had insecurity issues and he had problems feeling like he wasn't enough. That's why I went to drugs and downers. That other stuff built on power and disrespecting women, something I never had. Any accusation against me as far as non-consensual time with a woman simply is not true. That's why they never come up anything other than, and I don't mean to be mean to you guys, but it has never come up in anything other than wrestling stories. Back in the day, it was dirt sheets and all those things start from God spin a lot of story that wasn't true.
The Eddie Mansfields of the world.
Yeah,
You know him.
yeah.
Well, the reason I say that, I don't know. I've heard that rumor a lot. Now, I never heard of them like they were like, you know, date orange chicks or nothing. But I did hear like they
My name
would
is Pamela K. My group is called.
I guess do that to them after they already had the consensual sex, but it wasn't for a sexual purpose. They would then prank them by like drawing on their faces, like dicks on their face or whatever, and then like leave them in the hallway. So then when they woke up in the morning, somebody else already saw their face and they're laughing at them, and then embarrass the chicks in that way. That's what I heard that they did. I never heard of anything sexually explicitly wrong that they would do. Just like idiot prank shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard of always over the years. Not necessarily rape.
Yeah, Brutus Briefcake is basically trying to say that they used to what's the name. And some of the stuff, and one thing you can say, Shawn Michaels did have a lot of issues, but that's one thing you can say. You can ask anybody. They all take Shawn Michaels ain't never had a problem getting a woman. He's like Ric Flair. He could have got any chick he wanted. Maybe that. Nah, I never heard of that. Them doing it after they had sex with the play what's name, but. I mean, again, what they probably like 20, 22, probably they did, but that still don't make it no better though. But he denied all accolades. He said they never did none of that. Well, he said he ain't never done none of that. It felt like he ain't defend Marty really. Really? It's kind of like he was more defending himself.
Yeah, he didn't say me or
He
Marty.
ain't say me or Marty. He got like I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if Marty. I guess Marty can speak for himself on all that. But I think it's just shitty knowing that he going through Marty, and then you bring this allegations up, so you know it probably got back to Marty because him and Sean are on good terms. So now he probably got to hear with this on top of got to get his leg amputated and sister dying and all this stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that's a shitty
think Marty
thing.
would deny it too. He's always talking about how he pulls them all over, no matter what level of life he's in.
Yeah.
Whether he was a superstar and knocking them off on that level, or in the trailer park and knocking them off in the trailers. He said, "I'm getting it regardless."
So that's a shitty thing by Bruce Beefcake to do. Maybe trying to promote his dark side, probably. I don't know. It's a bad way to do it. I don't know though, but like. Yeah.
Last story. Save the
shit.
funny for last. Now I'm gonna read the headline for this that made you laugh. Before I even read any more about it, you said it stays. This is how funny it was. So, just in reference. Quote: Mansoor reveals that WWE officials were concerned about how Saudi partners might view maximum male models. During a recent interview with the two-man Power Trip of Wrestling podcast, former WWE superstar Mansoor spoke about concerns about the maximum male models gimmick that could be perceived as an LGBTQ gimmick by WWE's partners in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, LGBTQ actively is prohibited under law, meaning it's illegal to be gay.
You can't do it. Wow.
It's illegal to be gay there. And Mansoor said the subject via WrestlingInc.com, quote, when Vince came back from his retirement, we were all getting messages from the creative team like, hey, we want to put you in the backstage segment, but somebody's a little concerned that the portrayal of the character may offend certain important partners to the company. So I was kind of reading between the lines. As previously reported, when working with the duo, Mansoor revealed what Vince McMahon said about their characters. Quote, when Vince McMahon told us that we were doing this male model thing, he was very serious. Listen, it's not a gay thing, okay? It's not a gay thing. You're metrosexual. End quote. The maximum male model gimmick was essentially dropped last year. Mansoor and Mace were later released by the WWE in September 2023.
Now the fact that hold on now, the thing that gets me is like, if you was to bring this over to Saudi Arabia, they know it. They know he's the guy that always wins over there. Like, how would that even work?
I guess the maximum male models was winning the match tonight.
Like, I don't know. I guess.
I just thought that was hilarious.
Oh, Lord.
It's like, of course they felt funny about that.
It's not gay. Yeah, metrosexual. Like,
It's not gay, okay?
okay, Vince.
It's not gay, okay?
First thing that would come out your mouth, huh, Vince? And it probably would be the first thing that would came out of his mouth. It's not gay when we doing this. Yeah, LA Knight thought it was a joke. He thought he was about to get released from death. LA Knight saw the writing on the wall, like, nah. He said I thought I was gonna get released when they put me with this.
Hell no.
Yeah, look at him now. Look at them two. Look at Maxine Dupree. Look at her. Over there shining. Doing a cat worm. Oh. Also too, I forgot to mention too, another sad thing too. Mentioned Martinelli's sister died. Otis' mom passed early at the beginning of the week.
Oh, rest in peace to Otis's mom.
So that's why a lot of tragedy.
So
Let's start into the
let's get into Mount Rushmore. So the Mount Rushmore this week, I thought it was apropos to revolve it around the news involving Cody.
we'll get to at the end of SmackDown.
Yeah, we will. So yeah, we haven't skipped that. We know that was a major story this week. We're just saving it because that's when it happens. Top 4 Mania main events. Don't believe we did this one before. I think we did Mania matches before overall, but this is
Yeah, I think we did. The one we did was matches that should have main evented Mania.
okay.
Mania.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll start off. So I'm gonna get my most obvious one out the way, which is Rock Stone Cold WrestleMania 17. That's the one pretty much everybody has.
Yeah.
The best of their trilogy.
I took it off it's on my Mount Rushmore, but I took it off because I knew it was gonna be because that's like the easy one like you could think of. The match had everything though.
Right.
Everything though.
So for some people, they would say it's the best of the trilogy. Some people might not like it as part of the trilogy simply for the fact, not part of the trilogy, but as the best match of the trilogy, simply for the fact that Stone Cold turned.
That's one reason I loved it.
And a lot of people did not like the turn though. That was part of the thing about it.
That's one of the reasons I loved it. It was because I look at it like it probably was the greatest double turn. It probably was the greatest swerve in history. If you put it up there, like
It was definitely one of, I'll say for sure. But yeah, I have that one, so I'll let you read yours next.
next one I put on my list, the personal favorite for me, because one of my personal favorite superstars. I went with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania 37. There's just more fact that Becky got to what's the name. She had to go all the way back from getting X'd out her match, being replaced by Charlotte Flair, and everything like that. So that's why it's a personal favorite for me. Y'all know I love Becky Lynch. It's my favorite.
Even though Ronda fucked it up?
Becky won.
Yeah.
Won. Charlotte Flair came in a helicopter, which was awesome. So her daddy would have did. I think Ronda Rousey had Joan Jett actually their performer theme song. Theme song again. Becky was the one that really didn't have a special interest, which just made it that much more welcome. And also too, I remember this one because we was watching this one together, and I was kind of like panicky because Kofi won. So I'm like, they're not going to give them both their moment. So I'm like, she's probably going to lose. So
Yeah, I remember that.
that's on my list though. That's because it's a personal favorite. It might not be probably like people's like favorite main event, main match, but it's on my mind. It's one of my favorite because it's a personal one for me. So.
Next one I have on mine that I liked, Roman versus Brock from WrestleMania 15. The reason why it's for neither one of them is because of the Seth Rollins
Cash in.
best cash in ever to me.
Yeah, man.
It was at the most apropos time. It was the drama, and it saved the match because nobody liked the match.
Yeah, man.
They didn't care about either one of them winning, so him coming out saved the day for everybody at the end of the day. So I always thought that was dope.
Yeah, that one was. What's the name? My next one, this one is history making. I went Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks from Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. This was the first time you had the second time women main event WrestleMania, but it was the first time you had 2 African American women main event on WrestleMania. And just before the match even started, the fact that they're both like crying, but they're trying not to, would just signify how moment of the match it was. And it was a great match. And then of course the one ending shot you remember is when Bianca Belair wins and she's somewhere with the title, and Sasha got sitting out there and whatnot, but she got a smile on her face though. Like now that like the history and everything has been made, they are ever etched in history forever. So that's why that's on there. That was a great moment.
Yep.
And they got it right too, because a lot of people that was one of the ones where they wasn't sure if they was going to main event the Mania or not. They wasn't sure, but.
My next one, Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 19.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, I like this one because that's the one where he missed the shooting star press and concussed himself. So really, Kurt had to.
It added to the match.
Kurt had to beat himself in order to win the match, in order for Brock to win the title.
That's probably one time Brock Lesnar actually was. That's like early Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar actually like cared and like what's today.
That was like within his first like 9-10 months in the company because he got super pushed.
Yeah.
I mean for obvious reasons, but yeah, this was his second title win at the time because he had won it SummerSlam previously from The Rock.
Yeah.
Then I think Paul Heyman turned on him for Big Show, and that's how he lost it around Survivor Series, and then he ended up winning the Rumble. Challenging Kurt, they both got the wrestling backgrounds, which led to this match.
Yeah, which was a great match between them two. Next one on my list, I mean, it's not only is a lot of my matches on here, like it's moments that stand out for me. This one, you can't remember just Shawn Michaels coming out there with the white imitating Undertaker from 26. I think that was the streak versus the career match. Like Michaels lost his match, he was gone from WWE, and it's when he comes out there with the all white on, like he God.
Now I could be wrong, but isn't that like the only Mania main event that didn't have a title involved?
That didn't have a title involved? I want to say so. I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that was the only man that didn't have a title attached to it.
The main event.
The main event didn't have a title attached to it. But that was a great match, too, between them two. I mean, they went at it for like almost half an hour. They got time. It was back and forth. If I'm not mistaken, I think the end that happened where like, I think Michaels tried to go for like a backflip or something. He backflipped himself into a tombstone. And lost the match, and that was the end of Michaels' career that we know it. So that was a great match also.
Well, outside of that one, Saudi Arabian blurb from a couple years ago.
I don't mention that one.
We won't mention it.
I don't mention that one.
So my number one is obvious for myself once you hear the participants. And it was actually a terrible WrestleMania. And honestly, it was a co-main event. It wasn't the final match. It was the second to last match. But damn it should have been the final match considering the crap that you got in your main event. But WrestleMania 8.
No loopholes.
WrestleMania 8.
Though,
Macho Man.
That's the best match on that damn card.
Macho Man versus Ric Flair from WrestleMania 8. Where Ric Flair was lying and saying he was with Elizabeth back in the day because he had a doctor photo of her in the pool and him like talking to her on the side of the pool or whatever, which pissed off Macho Man. This off of them getting back together and getting married the summer before this.
They were divorced at the time.
In real life, they were divorced, yeah. Ric Flair had the claret in his hair. This is before he ended up leaving the company a couple months later down the line and going back to WCW. This was Macho Man's last world title reign in WWE. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of significance to this match. And it was a really good match, too.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. That whole card was not good. That's like one of the worst WrestleManias ever.
Yeah, it was a terrible.
When you think about like that was a co-main event, but that really should have been the main event.
Yeah,
the main event of that was
Sid and Hogan versus like.
No, wasn't it? No, I think it was Sid and Hogan for the. Wasn't it Sid and Hogan?
It wasn't a 1-on-1. It was a tag match. It was like Sid and Hogan or Sid and somebody else.
Was that the one with BK messed his face up?
I don't think so. I think that was the SummerSlam match I'm thinking of with them.
I gotta find out too.
But it was Hogan and somebody versus like Sid and somebody, and Papa Shango was supposed to come down to the ring and interfere, but he came down late and it like fucked the match up.
No, even the whole thing, what's the name?
It was that bad that I can't even take the time to remember all the particulars that happened in the fucking match. But
WrestleMania, you said it was WrestleMania
8. Main event, Hogan versus
That was 8.
WrestleMania 8.
No, I thought it was 9.
No, that one was terrible too.
Yeah.
Not 9. Not 9, 8.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I was right. Yeah, the main event was Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice for the title.
It was
Yeah.
no. The title wasn't involved though.
No, it was a singles match.
Yeah, because
So that's
remember
the second Mania that the title wasn't involved.
They set that one up because Sid pulled Hogan out of the ring as the last elimination, or Hogan helped pull Sid out the ring as the last elimination at the Royal Rumble in '92,
which helped Ric Flair
win the title. Yeah. So
okay, so that's the second Mania that didn't have the title attached
in the main
to
event.
it.
There you go. So there you go.
Well, technically one because this Mania sucks. So do you really count this officially as a Mania? Like, do I want to run through this card? I'm looking at this card like, oh god, like no.
So that was
last.
That was mine. I think they had they did have Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart on there, and that was a good match.
That for the Intercontinental Championship.
But that was like the only other good one.
Yeah, these other matches. You had Shawn Michaels versus Tito Santana. The Bushwhackers versus the Beverly Brothers.
From Shaker Heights.
Huh?
They're from Shaker Heights.
You had Bossman, Virgil, Slaughter, and Duggan defeat the Mountie, the Nasty. National Disasters defeated Money Inc. Owen Hart defeated Skinner. Enough said. Last one for me. I got an album 1A and a 1B. This one for me, even though he has been exiled from WWE, and want nothing to do with him no more. I put the triple threat between Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H from 20 on there.
Honorable mention.
That match, that was when Benoit won the title. Won the Rumble, won the title. Eddie won the title later that night. They celebrate the end of the show, which was an iconic moment for two best friends that went through the journey and everything together. Unfortunately, that when everything started to go south, unfortunately. Fortunately, but that's just like the high note I like to leave at. With my final one is When a Story Comes Together. That's the triple threat from 30 between Orton, Bryan, and Batista.
That was honorable mention.
This was, I love storylines where it's organic. Like, I love Kofi Mania, organic. I love the man with Becky, the man, organic. Daniel Bryan, organic. Like this, like, the fans made you like, we gotta change things up. Like this man getting yes chance. He on the walk off on Raw. He gets screwed by Triple H. Get screwed by Randy Orton. Get screwed by, but he got screwed all over. Finally got his get back. Won both titles, and a well deserved moment for Daniel Bryan. So. Also, too, now I forgot which wrestling game it was. This actually one of the matches you actually could like play where they show like cut scenes and stuff. You jump right back. So that's how iconic the match was.
I want to say it's got to be a recent 2K because
I think it was.
Like
I don't remember what
a lot of the recent 2Ks when you got into that story mode, you could do that. Like it might have been a 2K that came out that year or the year after, bro. Because I know like with 2K13 when they had the attitude mode, that's how they did it. You relived it. Yeah, through the clips.
Cause I remember you would play like because you had to play the 15
different parts of it.
Yeah. So that was the Mount Rushmore.
All right. So
any other honorable mentions?
Nah, man. Let's get into the shows for this week.
Let's run.
We got Rumble and Collision, and then.
Well, Rumble was only 4 matches, which was.
Oh, that'd be easy to go through.
Start with the Women Rumble. It wasn't me or did. I feel like these 90-second intervals were faster than 90 seconds, bro. At least the men's Rumble, it felt like it was like, wasn't 90 seconds. Me, it felt like it was like, I'm like, dang, that's a fast 90 seconds.
It was a good Rumble, but for the men, I feel like the women's is more eventful. So that's why it didn't feel like the 90 seconds as much.
Yeah, but for the men, I felt like, as we get to the men, but the Women Rumble, my opinion, was better.
Yeah, it had more surprise entrance and stuff like that.
And we're going to start right out with the first surprise entry was number 2, and I love the fact that they put Naomi, she came out either 1 or 2. Because I like the fact that like she came out, get her entrance, the crowd welcomed her back. She emotional in the ring. Like that's why I love that she was 1 or 2. I love the fact that like let her get her whole what's the name on. She changed her moves a little bit from when but still though, like I like the thing she got her hair like in the glow now. It's like on her back or what's her name now. It was saying Naomi, but in Impact was Trinity though. He came out right there. We got there. Bailey came out at 3 to try to get to some points. Quick points. Candice Ray came out at 4. Second surprise. Jordan Grace came out at 5.
Yeah, that's nice.
5.
She's not signing, by the way. She's still TNA.
Yeah, still TNA. They did this a couple years ago.
Like
I think with Mickey James. When they had Mickey
they
James
did.
come back. Indy Hartwell comes out at 6, and she's the first person to get eliminated, unfortunately, by Bailey. Like I said, I'm not about to go through like everything. I'm gonna try to run out who came out by what. MVP of this one to me is probably Chelsea Green. She just could not catch a break in it. She was just eating everything. And then the way she get eliminated was messed up, man. Like, she jumped top, she's like, ooh, then Becky Lynch just look at her like, yeah, good job. Just kissing her, just, I'm like, y'all do Chelsea Green like that, man. Like that, man. You had all damage control points at one point in the ring. At the ring, a lot of people haven't helped. Selena Vega, I don't know what she was dressed as. And when she came out in the Rumble, but she does this like she has like these costumes.
That was something like from Overwatch or some video game.
Okay, all right. So she actually looked good in this match. Man, then we get to the end. Becky Lynch comes out at 21. Then you got people like Fire and Shayna Baszler. Valhalla came back. Then R-Truth comes out here. We talking about the Rumble and Pierce looking like this is the women's Royal Rumble. But it led to her again, and she really about to beat the hell out of Truth. Valhalla in. Michin come in at 5. Next big thing, after Roxanne Perez comes in at 27, Jade Cargill comes out at 28. Hey, I think everybody knew that this one she's gonna make her debut. She went right at Nia Jax, tossed her out basically. Then you had a spot where you had Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I forgot who did Belair have over press slam. Don't remember who she had, but I know Jay had Becky, and Belair had somebody. They was like basically like trying to outdo each other, dropped them. They had a stare down, teasing that. Then she eliminated Becky. Cargill does. Get to the end. Liv Morgan comes back at 30, which I was happy about. Was shocking. Mm-hmm. She eliminates Cargill, which if you had somebody that probably eliminate her, Liv Morgan probably would be out because it's like everybody love Liv. It's not gonna be as bad. Like ain't nobody gonna come at Liv for her eliminating Jade Cargill. Shout out to they gave her music, her name. She ain't changed nothing. Nothing. But Bailey won.
Her entrance video.
I ain't see the entrance video.
Yeah, they didn't really show that, but I mean the music was the same. I don't think it's gonna say that Storm is coming anymore though.
No, I said that.
But I mean, as far as her entrance,
oh no, I ain't really seen
video.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they gonna do it.
I'm assuming it'd be very WWE adjacent.
I don't know.
Somehow
it could. I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see how they do it. They gave her name and everything like that, so they give her that. Bailey wins this at an hour and 5 minutes from 3. She beat Rhea Ripley's record for longest in the ring. A lot of people, Naomi, I think, was in the Rumble.
Naomi broke it during the Rumble.
But
then because she made it to like the last like 5 or 6.
48
but
minutes.
then Bailey passed it during the same.
Yeah, so that was good. They booked it right. Bailey got her win, which she deservedly so. Cargill looked like a star. Jordan Grace did good for when she was in there. She was in there for like 40 minutes herself.
She got eliminated by Bianca Belair with a KLD on the outside.
Yeah, and also too, they have people like you didn't rely on like the major stars to like show out. You know, like you ain't have Becky in there for like 35 minutes. Like you roll with some of the other people, not like that. So
Tiffany Stratton made her debut in there.
Yeah,
she had a couple moments in there. She's coming up soon. I told you.
Yeah, I said, yeah, it's like a lot of. Like I said, I don't want to run through everybody. My MVP for this one is Chelsea Green, though. Like she took finishers after finishers. She was just the one. She just was always in a train wreck and she couldn't get out of it. So happy she beat her record for 5 seconds. Poor Valhalla. She actually got the record now for shortest Rumble time. which sucks. Which is what's the name? But other than that, though, we get to the men's match, the Fatal 4-Way match. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch this match. The promo for it though was awesome, leading up to the match. But I think I got to the point now where I don't watch Roman Reigns matches because I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a long ass match, and it's gonna drag.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna walk around,
gonna
talk his shit, and do all this.
The bloodline gonna get involved.
Yes, but yeah, but that's how it usually gonna go though with a Roman Reigns match. And it's not me just. You just kind of knew what the match was gonna happen. They go 20 minutes. Knight hits the LA elbow. BFT gets broken up. Knight gets shoved into the ropes. Ropes to drop Styles. Then Styles walks into a spear. Reigns get the win.
Yeah, and it was a shitty looking spear to me. It was.
It wasn't one of his best spears.
No, it wasn't like he didn't like. It wasn't a lot of impact behind it for it to get a full 3 count out of it.
Oh,
So that was whack. I didn't watch this match, but I know you said you did.
no, I didn't watch that match.
No, not that match. The next match.
Oh, the Logan Paul Kevin Owens match.
Yes.
Yeah, Logan Paul continues to impress. I said I don't like him as a person.
I don't like their booking.
I don't like him as a person.
I want to see him. I would love to see him in a match in AEW. And here's what I mean by that. Where that stupid dude that's on his crew that keep coming out the crowd and trying to slide him weapons. Is that dude on his
impulsive podcast with him, or that's just a friend?
I guess. I don't know. I got to see the face of the guy because I know the guy that's on the impulsive podcast.
It's probably not him.
Put it this way. So, do you remember when they were talking about Blake Griffin? This is totally separate from that, but it involves that, so it was a long way around. Hear me. Remember he said Blake Griffin had that baby a couple months ago with Lana Rhodes? But, nobody really, he didn't confirm it. They were just saying, people were putting one and two together, the baby looks like him.
Yeah.
And it's she was dating an NBA dude, and if you look at the baby, you could guess, obviously, who the NBA dude was.
Yeah,
right?
They have a big story around the time everybody kept talking about it.
The reason I bring that up is because her ex-boyfriend is his co-host on that Impulsive podcast.
Oh.
So, I would assume it's that guy, but the last time that they did that in the match he had against Rey Mysterio when the guy came out the crowd, it didn't look like that guy. So I'm not sure.
I'm not sure that's gonna happen because
I'm not sure
it was late.
I'm not sure if it was him.
Right. I don't know, because I think on commentary, I think they were saying that was the same guy from the last match.
Okay.
But I'm not sure, though. But it seemed like security got there late. It seemed like either he wasn't named too early, or security got there too late. Late. It just seemed all congested. And I said, I don't like Logan Paul as a person. I don't like his brother as a person. I don't.
People were suggesting that his brother be the one to slide to him about the crowd and get involved.
Man, you think?
I feel like he hasn't yet because he feels like if I do this, then they won't take my boxing seriously, and they already don't take it seriously. So
we seen him fight against Nick Diaz, brother. We ain't got no. But like I said though, he impresses me more and more. He steps into the ring. I'm not gonna lie. I said, guys like I said, I hate when celebrities do it, but they don't take it serious. I like that Logan Paul takes this shit serious. I love Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny got my respect. They said this man went from winning 2 Grammys to hosting 2 nights of Coachella and then went to Backlash Puerto Rico. That's a busy 3 days. 3 days. And still put on a match of the year quality match with Damian Priest. I love people like that take this serious. He takes it serious. He himself said he when I first got into he said I was taking power bomb slams off wooden floors. That's taking a button that is real. I don't know why people say that real. That shit really hurts. Hurts. But in this match basically came out with that guy, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory come out, Paul gets some knuckles, lays out the brass knucks, tries to lay out KO, don't. KO gets the nuts away, knocks him out. Dummy don't slide him all the way across the ring. ring. Ref counts at 2. See the nuts. Owen gets DQ. Like the end of the match, he basically just beat the shit out of Logan Paul. Basically, beat the crap out of him, power bomb through the table, which was a sick looking power bomb, by the way. But a lot of people don't know. He wrestled this match on a fractured foot, bro. Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, bro. Really? A fractured foot?
So he's not going to be at Mania?
We don't know yet. But tell you, the injury bug hits at the wrong time, though.
You must say Chaos some terrible luck.
Then we get to the men's rumble.
Our main event.
Yeah. The Usos start out 1-2, so we got Yeet versus no Yeet.
That was whack because that's the only time they interacted the whole match. You would have figured one would have maybe eliminated the other. That never happened.
I thought that would. That's what I was looking for. I'm like, if that's your way to build him up to Mania, you do it there. Do it there. I'm like, Jimmy has to be the one to eliminate Jay. Jimmy has to be the one that do it. He has to eliminate Jay for it to make more sense.
I like that Grayson Waller came out and said, "Hey, brother, listen, no yeets, I'm down."
It's something about Australian accents Australian and Irish people have the best accents ever. Like Grayson Waller, like his accent is funny. Like I said, I love Becky Lynch the way she say dope. It's so funny hearing an Irish person say dope. Shut up, you dope. It's like Grayson Waller to me is like charismatic as hell. Like I just love it. Like he comes out there, then your first one, Andrade, come out at 4.
Yeah, eat it up. They should have still had that, but that's okay.
Then Hayes comes out at 5. Of course, the normal people, Shin at 6, Santos at 7, Cross at 8, Dom at 9, Carlito at 10, which was fun because Carlito basically spits the apple and spits it on Escobar. He's like, did he just pull an apple from his what's name? Yes, Pat McAfee. Yes, he did. Lashley comes out at 11. Kaiser at 12, Theory at 13, Balor at 14, Cody at 15. The thing started to pick up. Bronson Reed at 16, Kofi at 17. Dang, I feel like they don't trust Kofi no more with the spots and the rumbles no more now.
I mean,
he botched the last. And also that he botched the last 2 though. He was there.
He's older now too.
Yeah. Ibrock comes in at 19. Somebody put that Cole said he's on a roll the last month. He was 2-2 in his last 2 matches. I don't think that qualifies as a roll. Braun Breaker comes out at 20. This was the spot that's supposed to be given to Brock Lesnar. And he goes on a tear, bro. He eliminates like 4 people.
Now he has a good looking spear.
Yeah, he
This spear like he cut people in half.
Yeah. He went on a what's the name, bro. Almost comes out at 21. Pat McAfee is at 22. He cheats eliminating himself by coming in there. He gets scared of almost and just eliminates himself. Michael Cole told me, my record still stands as the longest announcer in the Rumble at 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'm like, that's okay.
Pathetic.
R-Truth comes in at 24 while JD's. Now this part was funny. So JD gets eliminated. R-Truth goes on the 8th. He goes on the 8th.
He holds the tag
rope.
rope.
He holds on for the tag, like, give me a tag. And Dom actually tags him in, which was funny. Like, Dom tags him in. Priest comes out at 26. Punk comes out at 27. Ricochet comes out at 28. McIntyre's out at 29.
You know what makes that Ivar line by Cole even worse? He lost to people that were twice the size.
Johnny Gargano.
And Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
When does Tozawa ever win matches?
Say he's on the road. It's like, bro, have you seen it? No, he's not. 30 is Sami Zayn. And of course, to get to the end of this was gonna be Cody and Punk. Which Cody gets the win here. I think a lot of people saying they didn't like the finish of the Rumble. Some people saying that. One, I think they said Punk injury, he took a future shot DDT. I was telling people was that, like, I get you ain't like the finish, but I'm like, you gotta take it to the context. Punk said, I ain't come back after all this time to lose to Dusty Rhodes Kid. Cody heard that shit, and Cody like, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get you out now. I mean, but also too, I think the injury played a part of it too.
So you think Punk would have won if he
think Punk was supposed to go over if he ain't get hurt. I think Punk would have what's the name? I think Punk was supposed to win that Rumble. If he ain't get hurt.
I don't.
Hurt. But I don't know.
I don't. I feel like it was supposed to be Cody the whole time, regardless if he got hurt. And then maybe they had a match where he put it on the line at Elimination Chamber in between now Mania and
Rumble spot.
Yeah. And then
maybe 2001 when The Rock won.
Right, and then right, exactly.
And he put the spine line of Big Show in a rematch and lost.
Exactly. So then
Came a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania 2000. That was a cluster crap.
yeah, well, it wouldn't be as cluster as that.
No,
but-
no, I'm just saying though, like the last time that happened, that what we got was like WrestleMania 2000, which wasn't a bad match.
No, they
by
could
the
do
way.
that. Cody still wins, still had the match with Roman, which
I
I,
can see
thought
Cody-
would happen, and then Punk win it next year, which now he has injury. That's the plan, as I'm assuming, is that he would win it next year and then go into his, dream match of Mania. Or whatever.
But they had a match within the match though. Why they
At
got the last
end,
two though?
yeah, I liked it. I thought that was dope.
Two though. I don't know if it's me. I love CM Punk. Well, I don't love CM Punk like I used to. Let me rephrase that. To me, it seems, bro. I don't know, man. It seems like CM Punk might not have it as much. Bro, he was super winded. Maybe his age, probably. But
I've
I'm
been said it, man.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, bro. I'm like, you look.
He's
Wow,
overrated.
you look old, bro.
He's
I'm like,
overrated.
you look old,
I've
bro.
said it for
Like,
the longest. He's overrated.
like, you look old as hell, bro. Like, man. Like, it's just like you can't do it no more. That's okay.
You're injury prone. You think more of yourself than you actually are. You know what I'm saying? You're smelling your own shit too much. You were that dude back then. You ain't that dude no more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
But that was the Rumble. That's my opinion of how I think Punk looked it. I could be wrong, but that's the end of the Rumble.
All right. So on the same night was Collision, which Collision had no chance of putting up any numbers against the Rumble. But they still put on a great show this night nonetheless. Starts off with the tag match with Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli taking on Shane Taylor Promotions. A better match than you would have thought. Shane Taylor was bringing it to Moxley at different points in this match, I would definitely say. Got down to the end of the match where Castagnoli hit a big swing on Moriarty, who asked for a timeout until Shane Taylor made the save. Moxley can't get a rear naked choke on Moriarty, who is back in with the European clutch for two. A heart attack hits Shane Taylor and Moxley chokes him out once again. It's like twice in the same week. 9 minutes and 56 seconds this match went. Next up, the Undisputed Kingdom suggests that they help Commander with his Intercontinental title match so he can hold it for 5 weeks before he eventually loses it to Roger Strong at Revolution. This is all even funnier only because Commander doesn't know English, so he has no clue.
Oh, so you don't know what they're
he's
saying. Oh.
I think he knows it a little better, I heard, than El Vikingo, Del Rio El Vikingo, but they said no, not really. Next up was said match, Orange Cassidy versus Commander. Commander is challenging after winning a 4-way the night before on Rampage for this spot. He doesn't win this match, but he did get a chance to be in the match. Commander gets a kick to the face a few times, charges into a beach break for a 2 count. Back up, Commander snaps off a Hurricane Rana. Stops a dive onto the Undisputed Kingdom, who's about to do, but the distraction was enough for him to catch an orange punch to lose to Cassidy, 10 minutes and 12 seconds.
Oh.
Post-match, Strong grabs the title and throws it at Cassidy, trying to intimidate him some more. Daniel Garcia has been attacked and bloodied backstage. He's supposed to be part of the 3-on-3 cage match at the end against the House of Black, teaming with FTR. So now that's up on the air if he will be involved in the match at all. We get a rant from Toni Storm after Dynamite because she's pissed off. This is after their face-to-face encounter I told you about where half the screen was black and white and half was in color from the week before. She's pissed off after this. She said she'll even Mariah May tries to ask her once again, like, I'm going to have a match on Collision. You want to come? She said, yes. Where's it going to be, darling? And then she was like, Bossier City. She said, what? What? No. You can't mention my name in Bossier City in the same sentence. I had issues there. Something happened a long time ago with the racehorse. I can't get into it.
Oh, Lord.
They had to put the horse down, but no. But you do your best, darling. We'll see.
She's not going to ever come to a Mariah May match.
Next up was the Mariah May match. Mariah May taking on Lady Frost, who we've seen in the show a couple different times. They had a nice match between each other, went about 7 minutes.
That's our first match, wasn't it?
Nice moves. No, this is her second. She had her debut on Dynamite a week prior against Queen Aminata.
Oh, okay.
I do believe. This match against Lady Frost was a good match. Nice move set from Lady Frost. They both did some hard hitting stuff here. Mariah May got dropped dead on her head with a German suplex at one point. Oh. It wasn't a botch. It was just the angle of it. But she bounced right up, so I don't think she was like permanently affected from it. She came back fine enough to hit a shotgun drop kick, only be sent into the corner for a cannonball. Frostbite, which is a moonsault, got broke up though, and May hits her Mayday, which is basically the sit-out power slam like Seth Rollins used to do when he'll do the superplex and then pick you back up and sit down.
Yeah.
She just does the sit-down part. That's her finisher, so that's the Mayday.
Okay.
It went about 7 minutes. So after this, Swerve Strickland picks Tola Noah Leon, as we talked about last week, for Hangman's opponent on Dynamite. Page won't say who his pick is, but it's obviously Rob Van Dam, because he says your opponent doesn't grow on cannabis trees. And he said, what was the other line he said? He said, I'm not gonna tell you now. You're gonna have to wait the whole effing show.
Oh,
that was another one. There was something else that
giveaway.
There was something else that illuminated the 420. He said, whoever our special guest is, he's stinking up the backstage. Somebody said that at one point. That was
RVD. All them does RVD.
That was during Dynamite. Next up, Eddie Kingston had a match with Willie Mack.
Oh man.
It was a title eliminator. If he wanted, he got a shot at the titles, which he didn't. They strike it out at the end. Willie Mack hits a stunner, only to have a 6-star frog splash, hit into the raised knees, spinning back fist to Hurricane, finishes off Willie Mack in 6 minutes and 2 seconds. As he's leaving, Bryan Danielson comes down to the ring, shoulder bumps him, but acts like he ignores him at the same time, which pisses Kingston off. So Kingston's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay out for this next match, and I'm about to do commentary. And then proceeded to shit on Danielson the whole time. You know, Danielson's been calling him the king of the bums, which he don't care. He said, I'm not gonna be provoked, bro. You're just pissed off because I beat you and your other boys in the BBC.
I need him to
He done beat Claudio. I don't know if he had a one-on-one with Yuta, but he beat Claudio, he's beat Danielson, and he beat Castagnoli. He beat Moxley. So my man got the right to talk shit.
I need him to bring a bum to every show.
Just a random bum.
Random bum. Just because.
Like, who's that? He's like, my minion.
He treat that bum like an MVP.
That'd be hilarious.
He gets a front row seat and everything. He treats him like an MVP.
That would be
everywhere he goes. He's the king of the bum. He gotta bring a legit bum. He has to.
This is one of my matches of the week, and when I say the participants, you're probably gonna be like, The next match was Yuji Nagata versus Bryan Danielson. Yuji Nagata is 55 years old. He fucking brought it in this fucking match, bro. I gotta be honest. I was literally a little shocked, y'all, watching it. I'm like, for real, Yuji? Like, you damn, cuz. He was bringing the kicks at the same veracity Danielson was. He was doing a good job of settling, but also, like, you know, New Japan, they go strong style, so they try to absorb your shots. He was doing a great job of that. They had this one spot where they were both on the top rope, where Yuji Nagata was hanging on, like, by his hands because his feet were locked in, so almost like he was, like he was grapevine the ropes. Like, a lot of people are, like, they'll have their feet locked in and their head hanging down and somebody hit run in with a drop kick in the corner. He was like in that, but Danielson was on the top rope with him. So Danielson would headbutt him and he would fall back and strong back up like like fucking murder grandpa and shit. They did it like 4 or 5 times before he finally ended up taking Nagata down. Actually, I think Nagata took him down. He did. Nagata took him down with the overhead slam from the top after surviving like 3 or 4 headbutts from there. Great matchup between the two. Gave him time. Went 15 minutes. The end of it went Nagata grabbed, or was better known as a disarm her on Danielson. Danielson slipped out. Had a dragon screw leg whip. They kicked it out between each other until Danielson hit a big one to the head. Danielson then hit the running knee to finish it off. 15 minutes, 22 seconds. But great match. One of the best Nagata matches I've seen in years. For sure. Post-match, they show respect to each other, but Kingston was talking shit the whole time, like, I don't buy it, you know what I'm saying? He shits on me, so he probably didn't even respect Nagata, honestly, and stuff like that. FTR was outside of the locker room waiting to hear back about details about Daniel Garcia getting attacked earlier in the show. Mark Briscoe shows up, says, if your man can't make it, I volunteer to go for you. You know what I'm saying? We blood brothers from sharing blood across this country. I got you. So they said, you know, we got to hear about him first, but you the first person we're going to call on if it can't go down. Next up, Brian Cage is upset about losing the 6-man tag belts from ROH. Then he starts talking shit about Hook. Like, who the hell is this guy? He's like the size of one of my legs. And now he wants to talk about throwing around
also a bigger star than you right now in the moment.
Yeah, he is. He is. Talking about throwing around his weight with the FTW title. He's talking about how he wants a title match against him. Hook shows up and says we can do that whenever. Next moment, favorite moment of the show for me personally, my girl Serena Deeb is back. Took on Robin Renegade, wrecked her, squash match, beat her in less than 3 minutes. She barely got anything in on her. She put her in many different submissions, showed off some new moves too that weren't just submissions, like actual different wrestling moves. I think she's leaning more face because of after the win, she won with the Serenity Lock. Obviously, that's her finisher. She has a new move called the Deep Tox, which is the setup to the Serenity Lock now. She also, I think she's more face because post-match, her promo, she was talking to the crowd like, did you miss me? This is, I'm setting out a warning for the women's locker room. I'm coming for y'all and y'all titles. You know what I'm saying? All of that. It came off more face tinge to me, so I think she's a face now. So let's see what my girl does. Glad to have her back.
Man, that's more. See, she squashed Robin Renegade on that show.
Right.
But she low key like a semi-star in ROH though.
Robin Renegade?
Yeah.
Well, that's how she earned the match.
Like,
yeah, they said her and her sister been doing her thing in ROH. So.
I guess they ain't gonna say she got squashed.
It's levels to this, though.
They ain't gonna say she got squashed. I
guess
guess
got 3 minutes?
Well, 3 minutes, I guess, but.
Hey, man.
I guess.
I can say it's levels to this.
I guess.
Everybody plays a role.
I guess.
You know? Next is our main event, FTR versus Mark, and it looks like it's going to be Mark Briscoe versus the House of Black. So FTR come out to the ring first, and then Mark Briscoe comes out. Reach for the sky, boys. The Briscoe brothers music starts. As soon as he gets to the top of the stage, it goes black. The instant he gets there, it goes black. And you just hear the refs go, you hear the announcer go, hey, what the hell? What the hell? Because, you know, the announcer table's right in the right of the entrance ramp where they come out. So, as soon as that happens, the lights come back on. House of Black is jumping him, throw him off the side of the stage through a table. So, he's through. So, now we're back on 3-on-2. So, that's how the match starts. For at least the first 5 to 10 minutes of it, I want to say. Eventually, it gets to a point Wheeler starts off with a dive off the top of the cage with a huge crash on everybody. Eventually, though, Garcia comes out, head wrapped in bandage, comes out with a chair, beating cats down or whatever to get into the match. Ends up getting down to the end of the match where FTR have climbed out. They're already out, and the only ones left in the ring are Dan Garcia and Malachi Black. And they're battling. He ends up at one point in time, Dan Garcia almost escapes. Julia climbs to the side of the cage and missed him through the cage. So now he's fucked from that. Malachi is just laughing at him at this point because he had some move on him and he starts climbing out the cage. But then Garcia begs him back. Like, finish it, you bitch. Finish it. You can hear him saying, like, finish it, you bitch. And then he turned around. And when he turns around, he's giving him the double bird, like, come back. So when he gets back in the ring, after he tells him to finish him, Black obliges. He goes back in to hit him with a power driver on a chair. Garcia goes up. As he goes up, though, after he does the move on him, he tries to go for the door. Mark Briscoe shows up out of nowhere after being slammed through the chair, slams the door on his head. Garcia climbs out and wins it for his team. 22 minutes.
Oh, he slammed the door on Black's head?
Yeah. On Malachi's head. So.
Dang, y'all playing fair 2 times. The 2 people you took out came back to cost you the match. That was, it'll be okay.
So that was a very good collision, very good way to end the show.
What the fuck? Collision be better than Rampage.
2 lady matches on there. Cause one, they get 2 hours.
Yeah,
and
that's
2,
true.
they go storylines. And you get more stars on there than you get on Rampage.
Yeah, right.
You'll get 1 on Rampage. You ain't get much more than that. You gonna get the
guys up that 1.
You don't get the mid-level players from there. You'll get Orange.
The best mid Carter.
You'll get Orange on there.
Outside of Orange Cassidy, the best mid Carter probably on Rampage.
I mean, Moxley opened up Rampage last week with a match.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get okay. I guess you do get 1 star then.
You usually get
you
one
get
star.
1 star. Bunch of mid carders. Mm-hmm. I can see that. But yeah. Yeah. Alrighty.
Let's get into Raw.
Start off, Pat McAfee is officially going to be on Raw every night moving forward, so him and Cole are the Raw commentating team. Of course, just happened a couple weeks ago, but Kevin Patrick has been fired. Good. He sucked at his job.
Hey, listen.
He was not good as a commentator.
Okay, but who's to say that he wasn't good at his job? Maybe they just put him in the wrong role, and you had somebody in his ear telling him what to do all the time or whatever. I heard he was pretty good as a soccer announcer before he came to the WWE. You can't. I don't look. The reason I say that and defend him on this is only because one of my favorite announcers of all time, they stressed the fuck out with their bullshit and then made him have to quit the company over mental issues stemming from his own personal background of having things, and then how they
I know who you talking about.
how they treated him. Mauro Ranallo,
That was my boy, man.
the best announcer they maybe ever fucking had outside of like Jim Ross
That
or
was my
motherfucking
boy,
Gorilla Monsoon.
man. I
love Mauro.
I love him on NXT, bro.
and they basically forced him out with their
Didn't
bullshit.
he do Bellator?
Yeah,
Was it Bellator
he does
did?
Bellator. He does boxing. He's one of the best announcers, period, alive today. He can do any sport. He can do any sport and pro wrestling.
I know he did Bellator.
He does Bellator. He does boxing, like Showbox on Showtime. He does those.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done that. He does
That makes
other.
sense because Bellator for a while used to be on Showtime.
He
so that
does
makes
pro
sense.
wrestling. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's awesome. I love Mauro Ranallo. And they kind of forced him out. So that's why I say that. Like, I'm kind of on this side because maybe they told him to do some bullshit he really wasn't used to and tried to fit a square peg into a round hole type of deal.
I don't know. I mean, they put you on both shows and they felt like they gave that man ample
I'll give you
opportunity,
another
and
one.
he ain't
Why they
succeeded.
fired that Jimmy dude that was doing Raw like 2 years ago? It wasn't nothing wrong with him. Maybe he ain't on the product as much because you brought him over from another industry, but he was a good announcer. That bald head dude, Jimmy, son, used to be on Raw. Remember, he got fired like in the middle of the year.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You remember what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to remember. I think I do.
I can't remember his last name. It was Jimmy something. It was a 3-man team. It was him, Corey Graves, and another dude. This is when they first started doing McAfee and Cole on SmackDown. Remember McAfee used to dance on the desk for Shinsuke every time he came out with Rick Boogs?
Yeah, I
This is
remember
that
that.
same time, bro. So you remember who I'm talking about? You don't know his name?
I don't know.
Okay, at least you know who I'm talking
I
about.
know who you're
I'll
talking
give you that. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead with Raw. I'll find his name while you talking about Raw.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know. Did he get?
He did get
He
fired.
got fired?
He got fired, bro. I'm about to bring the whole thing up. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'll find it right quick.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I understand what you're saying, but also I feel like if you get ample opportunities of what's the name, like, you should be better. Especially if you guys might feed something in your ear. Like, you should what's the name. But also too, you probably just wasn't that like
You know how nerve-wracking that could be? To have somebody yelling at you in your ears and trying to do a live broadcast?
But also too though, but with Vince it was. I don't know if they people in what's the name, but a lot of people say that they Triple H give you more freedom on the commentary thing though. Like he'll let you say something. He give you more freedom. I know Vince was a pain in the ass with it. Vince used to be super what's the name. Was this guy back when Vince was doing it probably?
Yeah.
That's probably why. Vince probably ran his ass off. So I don't know. But back to Raw, but like saying though, I get it, but I also feel like a lot of people gotta also take the Vince blinders off. It ain't Vince no more. I ain't saying the product is like 100% like different, but it's kind of like feel like it's 1% different. So like I feel like when people try to say stuff, they try to link it back. Oh, it's still like no, it's totally different. Like since Vince was gone. But let's start off anyway. Raw starts with CM Punk, arm in a sling.
Jimmy Smith.
That's like every Jimmy name is a Smith.
I know, right? He used to be an announcer with the UFC and do MMA. I don't know when he was announced
I
with
was
the
for
UFC.
UFC. All right, I'm looking like, wait, when was he announced for UFC?
They said that was his background, but
I remember Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan. I remember Mike Goldberg for the longest.
we got a Mike Adamle moment on Dynamite this week too.
I remember him. He talks about how He said he was close to winning the Rumble, had it in the palm of his hand, but he said he's not mad at nobody. He said that he want Cody to go finish the story. He tore his triceps, said he's going to be out for a while. He said he tried to see if he can get it away so he can get. He said he tried to see if there's a way he can sneak in the chamber and try to get another way to get to Mania that way, but he said it just wasn't going to happen. He talked about a friend who's battling cancer, said he never says a bad word, and that's the kind of person he want to be. He talked about people that work their day-to-day jobs and keep going, which is what he want to do. He also says either I have more losses than wins, and he brings up his UFC. Like, y'all know my UFC career. I'm like, bro, we all know. Don't rehash that. You know how bad that was. Basically, he said it'll always be next year. And he drove the Chicago Cub thing like, no, always next year. He like, there'll be next year. Drew McIntyre comes out. He said, I feel sorry for you, how you going to headline Mania.
Clint, can I get a quick pause? Okay. They're on a bad string, so I hope this ends it. Are you ready? All right, this is real quick. Let's do a little rewind on the fired announcer team. Now, do you remember Adnan Virk, who used to be with ESPN? Remember when they brought him in a couple years ago?
Who?
Adnan Virk.
No.
Okay. I can't really. He was on Sports Center. That's the best I can say. He didn't have like a niche he did. I think he did hockey, but if you don't remember him by name, you're not gonna.
Well, I ain't the biggest hockey person, so like.
I know, so that's why you're probably not gonna remember that. But anyway, Adnan Virk, who they brought in, who completely didn't know the product. Jimmy Smith replaced him. Okay. Jimmy Smith came in from doing Invicta FC and UFC announcing in that capacity.
I still don't remember.
Then they replaced. Jimmy Smith was the one who Kevin Patrick replaced. They fired him and put Kevin Patrick in his place. And now they fire Kevin
They should have
Patrick.
kept Jimmy Smith and
See what I'm saying? They're in a bad streak, so that's like 3 in a row right there.
Jimmy Smith wasn't as bad though. They should have kept Jimmy Smith, got rid of Kevin Patrick though. But I don't know why he got fired though. Like, I don't know. Gotta be a reason for why he got fired. Maybe Vince didn't like him. Probably. I don't know.
Go ahead though. My bad. Just bringing that up.
He said he felt sorry for Punk, how he and now he's going to headline Mania. He basically said, "I'm going to live your dream now." Basically, then all of a sudden, this is what gets me, and I hate stuff like so. They get into like a little fight, and then CM Punk for some reason started hitting him with the bad arm. The bad arm. This don't work. Glasgow kids. Then he like puts his arm on. He like steps on like his what's the name? Out comes Sami Zayn to break that up, because you know they got beef going back from in the Rumble where McIntyre's the reason Zayn was out for a long period of time. Next we get DIY versus Judgment Day. Must we give shit WWE crap for their tag team division, which they deserve that crap that they get for their tag team division. This match was awesome. It picked up in the middle. They put a lot of act in the 13-minute match. Man, you had a couple spots where you had a meet in the middle by them. Priest breaks that up. Then you had a Gargano escape and the Sicilian scratch at one time on Balor. Finn Balor took a lot of punishment in this match. Gargano escaped the Razor Edge. Drop kick. Super kick drops Balor. Priest with a Razor Edge on Ciampa to get cut off by Gargano. Ciampa rolls up Priest for a 2, but he turned that to a Razor Edge coup de grace combo for the win. They retain the titles. This was a great match. Dominic Mysterio and JD come out to celebrate. And then Priest said, "We seen a different side to this team in recent weeks. We want to thank somebody for making it happen." You already know who comes out. They bring out our Truth. Priest said, "Don't worry, you fine." Then Truth comes in. See, I feel like our Truth character, he shoots himself in the foot with stuff that he do. He said, He said he did Priest taxes, liquidated his assets, some stuff. And Priest looked like, I don't know what you're talking about. He said they're a family. He said they're a family. Balor's the weird uncle. Truth said, I don't know why he said Balor's the weird uncle. The weird uncle. They say you got Tom and Nick. Madonna's like that stepbrother you don't want, but you have to admit that he's family. Priest said we are family, but he said you're not part of the team. He said I like you though. He said which is why Dom and JD are going to do this. They beat him down. Miz come down. Miz get beat down too. Next, you get Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin. By the way, Chelsea Green got her old entrance back to way Samantha Irvin to Chelsea Green. What's the name that? Versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Quick win at 2 minutes. I think they're turning heel. They're showing a more vicious side. Baszler and Stark is. Next, we get Cody Rhodes, who come out here. He asked Samantha to introduce him at the back-to-back Royal Rumble winner again. He's like, Samantha, can you do me a favor? He's like, can you say it again? Because it sounds so nice. So she does. He talked about how this supposed to be an escape for people the last few days. He talked about Mania. Seth comes out, says you deserve it. He said, look, I know you want to face Roman to finish the story. He said, I understand that. He's like, but you need to face me. This is why. Why? He said, you're the guy. I'm the guy. Roman Reigns, not the guy no more. He's the Hollywood guy. You come for that title, that's the Hollywood title. He only defends that title once in a while. He's like, but I've been here every week. You've been here with me every week. We've been through this together. All the matches we had together. Basically pleading with Cody, saying, face me for the championship. He said, we've been on this ride together, town to town, me defending every night. Why did the World Heavyweight Championship come to be? Because people are tired of Reigns of barely being around to defend the title. I don't do that. He said, we're not going to pretend that Reigns is special. We don't need him no more. He said, this is what he got. He said, Cody, do you want the Hulk Hogan title? Or do you want the Dusty Rhodes Workhorse title? I don't get it because I don't think Hulk Hogan defended that belt more than Roman Reigns did when he was champion. He had that creative control and would squash anybody in his way. But I guess I get why he called it the Hollywood,
First of all,
Hogan title.
Seth's belt was a creation of...
He said himself saying he created this belt because Roman always would never defend his.
Yeah, but don't nobody look at yours like it's the workhorse title. They look at it like it's a trinket. Like it's an imitation version of the former big gold belt.
You're overthinking it.
No, I'm not.
I get what he's saying.
I get what he's saying, but that's what a lot of people said. When that belt first came out, they was like, ugh.
When it first came out.
The need of it at period, number one. The look and design of it. I mean, the person holding it, yes, he's raw. I'm talking about that strap itself.
No.
If I'm Cody, I feel like, nah, bro. I want the one my daddy was going after.
He essentially said it's the work. He said that just the workhorse title, which did describe more the person himself, basically. So he basically saying, this title's always on the line. I defend this title on Raw. It's like, this is the title you want. You go after his title. That's the title that never gets defended. So I get what he's saying about that. And that's it. Cody said, wait on it. He said, I respect you, and I wouldn't expect to be talking about this tonight. He said, I'll think about it. We get Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed. Uso gets the win here at 10 minutes. Reed hits the Death Valley Driver, but he missed the Tsunami, which sets up the Superfly Splash. It wasn't against the top star, but this is a win Uso probably needed, because I think he's going to get a run at the Intercontinental title. Andrade officially signs with Raw, so he's a Raw superstar. Aldis said he had his own contract offer. He runs into Selena Vega, says hi to each other, they leave. Gunther talked about Kofi challenging him because he said Kofi will remember this night for the rest of his life. Becky is mad except that she lost the Rumble. You get Kofi versus Gunther for the IC title. 17-minute match. Kofi bought it in this one. A good Kofi. I don't want to say a good Kofi match because Kofi kind of been battling injury a lot, so it's hard to say. But SOS. He countered a clothesline to a SOS for a 2. Gunther had enough of this. Gunther hit a drop kick, a couple chops. Powerbomb Symphony, that's the win. Well, Symphony, that's the win. That's how he defeats Kofi. Xavier Woods coming to check on Kingston, but then he gets beat down by Imperium. The Kabuki Warrior versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. They got 10 minutes. Match what you expected from. Good match you expected. Y'all know who won here. Kabuki Warriors won. Still teasing tension between Natalya and Nox, which is stupid because, just have her turn on her already. You know you're going to have it. Kaden Carr and Chance said they're waiting for their rematch. Out comes Bayley. Said that everyone saying she wasn't good enough as she came back from her injury. Now she beat the She beat the best women's division ever and broke Ripley's record. Ripley comes out to interrupt, but Nia Jax beats her down from behind, and then she basically tells her like, you can go challenge whoever you want, but Rhea's not gonna make it to WrestleMania. And Damage Control just left her line. They just left her like, they bailed on Bayley, bro. Like, they ain't traveling back or nothing. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. This is our main event. A flat main event, I'll say, and between two guys, I mean, Haluva kick gets blocked without low blows. Claymore finish him off. It got better towards the end, but just like it really didn't pick up towards the end, so it made it kind of flat. So that's the end of Raw. It was a good Raw. The main event killed this Raw, which is a rare thing to say when it comes to a Raw, because they do put on banger main events, but the main event kind of killed this one though. And we go to NXT. Vengeance Day. This is the go home show.
McDonald's best classic burgers ever. They're hotter.
Burgers. Oh, let me stop. I had a Homer Simpson moment there.
I see.
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Semifinals. LWO is Wild and Cruz versus Hayes and Trick Williams. Williams hit the jumping knee for the pin on Wild. So that's your main event. That sets it up. You got Corbin, Breaker, Williams, Hayes. That's the final for Tag Team Champion. Next we get Oba Femi return. Runs in to jump LWO and takes out Dragon Lee for making the save. Ava tell Ridge Holland that he can't fight Gallus by himself. Lexis King comes in with a gift basket for Ava, and she makes King versus Holland tonight. Tatum Pasley talked to a picture of Laura Valkyrie saying that she'll always be there for her. Valkyrie comes in and said, I got all your messages. Still don't know why you attacked Perez last week. Which lead to Pasley versus Roxanne Perez.
$5 duo at Burger King. Double up flavors when hungry. Whopper Jr. and Royal Crispy Wraps for lunch, dinner, or late.
No, you good. I just heard a PK commercial. All right. Next we get Pasley versus Roxanne Perez. Valkyrie's here on commentary. Pasley starts off hot. But Perez gets the win here with a pop rocks, my fault. At 2 minutes, Ariana Grace is here with Ren St. Clair. Says she's a role model around here. Fallon Haley comes in and says she don't buy none of this and wants a match with Grace later. We get Elektra Lopez versus Lola Vice. This stems from the animosity they had last week. From that Fire promo, where she basically said that she started off as a Lifetime movie to becoming a Instagram model boxing in a bikini. This match goes 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Quick match with Vice basically getting a win here. Lopez hits the swinging rock bottom. Spine busters broken up. Vice with a kick to the head for the win here. Next we get Joe Gacy come to see Dijak and sits down without permission. Gacy said Dijak can't get rid of him. Plays a record suggesting that they've been here before. Dijak beats the shit out of him again. Ridge Holland versus Lexis King. Lexis King get the win here at 10 minutes. He getting the character stuff over real well. I feel like they're gonna try to beat him up. Ridge Holland, unfortunately, just like has really not been winning matches since he came to NXT. NXT, to get beat down by Gallus. It's just been a rough NXT for Ridge Holland. Next we get Chase U. Is here to say their final goodbyes. Chase said he has no one to blame but himself, but thank everybody for letting him live out his dream. Duke Hudson said what he learned from the school, want everybody know how this was. He like, so that means tribute video. Chase said he thanks everyone, but JC Jane and Thea Hell interrupt and said, you want to do something right, ask a woman. And she basically said that this place is toxic, but she needs friends. She felt that maybe she could actually change and help fix the problem. She said the school is not closing. they did a Ladies of Chase U calendar. Yo look, yo look. It's the same look I had when I seen it. Like, really, like, we stretching this Chase U thing way too far, bro. Like, just shut the school down. Let everybody go their separate ways. ways. Next, we get the D'Angelo family. They get ready for their match against OTM at Vengeance Day. Fallon Henley versus Ariana Grace. That's Santino Morella's daughter. Grace actually gets the win here. She got the win thanks to the help from Lash Legend, who distracted Fallon with a kick to the face. Grace gets the win here. Next we get the Heritage Cup. Von Wagner versus Noam Dar. You know who won this match?
I'm hoping you say Noam Dar.
Yeah, Noam Dar did win.
Yes,
this match.
good. I thought you were playing it first. Like,
No, Noam Dar won this match. Next, we get Dar Mock Stone's kids in the front row, so he puts ornaments up through a table for that. So then Ava's yelling at Dijak backstage for putting Spam Joe Gacy in the dumpster. And said he wants a no DQ match with Gacy, who pops out the dumpster and says yes. I don't know why he's popping out of dumpsters. I guess. Because I guess your whole gimmick has been trashed since you've been there. We get a face-to-face with Dragunov and Trick Williams. Williams think Dragunov faked his entry to avoid the match. Dragunov said, there's no way because I'm ready to hurt myself to keep this title. He said, need to be more worried about Hayes than me. Williams said, don't worry because I'm going to win twice on Sunday. He said, I want Hayes left out of this. So Dragunov threatened him with destruction. They shake hands, have a stare down. Corbin and Breaker jumps them both. Hayes runs in for the save. Dragunov and Williams have another stare down to end the show. I think the way this is going to go, I think Trick Williams is going to go 0 for the night at Vengeance Day. I think Hayes is going to turn on him eventually. I see it happening.
Yeah, I do too.
That's the end of NXT, though.
Alrighty. Let's move on to Wednesday Night Dynamite. The show starts off, remember I said there were going to be some CMLL participants this week's show. They were in the crowd. First
bumps? Were it bumps?
I mean, I don't watch CMLL, but I guess they said they weren't. They're bumps. They said the Hector Chiro guy who has a match tonight with Danielson, they call him the mad scientist of the ring because of the inventive moves he comes up with and submissions and stuff. So we'll see. I guess they're talking him up like he's Mexico's.
Talking about actual bumps.
I mean, sorry. Not Eddie Kingston level. Sorry. I thought you were talking about the wrestlers. My bad. No. They said this guy, like, he's like a version of Zack Sabre Jr. from Mexico, basically. So we'll see if that's true. That'll be on Collision, so we'll talk about that next week. On this week's show, we started with Jon Moxley versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy came out this week a little less Jeff Hardy-ish. So, no.
He should be happy he's getting TV time.
None of that. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to work his way back to Wednesdays. He made it back.
But your brother Matt not getting none. Is Matt hurt?
No, Matt came out to the ring with him.
He just not wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As much as he, put up a good fight, Moxley was winning.
Moxley was winning that, yeah.
At one point, he had a twist of fate, went too early, though, for the Swanton. Moxley superplexes him down, grabs him in a cutter. Jeff credits him for a 2 count, only having to miss the Swanton. Then he gets choked out for the win in 15 minutes and 4 seconds. Post-match, Hardy didn't want to show him any respect when leaving. Once he was gone, the CMLL guys hit the ring and jumped Moxley. So an assortment of mid-carders and backstage guys in the roster came out and helped clear the ring from those guys. They ended up having a 4-on-4 match on Rampage. I'll talk about when we get to Rampage. The next match, Hangman Adam Page taking on Toa Leona. Toa was Swerve's hand-picked opponent for Page. He put up a good fight in this one, sort of. Just absorbing a lot of moves from Page, but eventually he got put down. While down on the floor, Toa Leona missed a moonsault on Page. Page hit one of his own. Back in the ring, he tried to go for some more and drop. It got reversed into a crucifix pin by Page, 12 minutes and 38 seconds. Post No, not post-match, but after that, Young Bucks arrived early in the background, in the backstage area, in a Hummer limo. They got mad that they aren't using their government names. You keep calling them Nick and Matt. They want to be called Nicholas and Matthew. Yes. Wardlow had a match with Commander. Not a squash match as it sounded on paper. Undisputed Kingdom was at ringside though. He got F5 tossed, but he reversed the powerbomb into a hurricanrana into the steps. Back in the ring, hit a drop kick into a Phoenix splash that crushes Wardlow for 2. Wardlow's back up, hit a spinning power slam to a knee, to the face in the corner. Wardlow legs and he got for the second on the powerbomb, but it's still good for victory. 5 minutes, 33 seconds. Post-match, the Kingdom goes after Commander, but Orange Cassidy and Best Friends come out to make the save for the stare down. We got a sit-down interview segment between Sting and Darby Allin and Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Basically, Starks isn't happy that Sting got his first win in AEW over them in that cinematic match they had back when they were still part of Team Taz. Remember they pulled up in that green Lambo to the warehouse? That was like, I want to say Double or Nothing 2020, something like that. Maybe 2021. Anyway, Stark said he's not letting Sting get his own retirement. Bill says a bunch of nonsense. Sting isn't overly impressed by the violence and sees that there really be an action next week. So the way they set this up, I promise you, they're losing those titles on Dynamite next week. It's a tornado tag. Will probably be in the main event. And then this sets up the retirement match against the Bucks. Does he go out on his back like most do in their retirement matches? We'll see. Maybe he wins and then drops the titles. I don't know. That could lead to some wild tag tournament, which could be cool. We'll see. But I promise you,
I think you probably go out.
they're gonna win those. They're gonna win them, hold them bitches for about a month, and then probably lose them at Revolution. So transitional tag champs, I think. Chris Jericho taking on Kyle Fletcher after the challenge by Fletcher from last week. Pretty good match inside and outside the ring. Fletcher got sent to the ropes. He knocked down Jericho, walked to a cold breaker. They had a slug it out segment, brain buster into the buckle, gives Fletcher a 2 count. Jericho cradling him at the same time. Then he gets up and hits a Judas effect and finishes off Fletcher. 13 minutes and 12 seconds. Post-match, Konosuke Kateska comes out to stare down Jericho. They're going to have a one-on-one soon. Deonna Purrazzo talked about how she and Toni Storm have the matching tattoos. It means something to Purrazzo, but doesn't mean anything to Storm. Bang Bang Scissor Gang came out for a chat. This really had nothing to do with the show. I have no idea why this was here. Because it basically just came out and loaded to each other about being a team together. That was literally it. Deonna Purrazzo taking on Taya Valkyrie. Toni Storm was on commentary. This is where we get our Tony Schiavone. Fuck Tony Schiavone! Moment of the week.
Skill on.
So
Tony.
So Tone was out last week, as we said. He had a little bit of case of pink eye, or whatever you want to call it.
No.
And Miss Storm happened to think that Ian Riccaboni was a more impressive looking Tony Schiavone, like he lost weight and such. So this week she's back on commentary. She sits down and she's like, "My God, Mr. Schiavone, what happened?" He was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Oh no, last week Ian was sitting in for you." And they were like explaining to him like what happened. Like, no, she thought that you were Ian and whatever. And so she was like, "What happened? You don't look well. Like, what's going on?"
Don't look well.
She said, "Tell me, who did your makeup in the back?" He said, "Who did your makeup?" And he was like, "Oh, some of the girls in the back." And then Taz chimes in like, "Benjamin Moore." And he starts laughing at his ass. So then she moves on
like that.
She moves on from shitting on Tony for a second. Then she go talks to Taz. And you know how she calls him the Duplex King or whatever instead of the Suplex King. She was like, "I just need to tell you, you've been saying it wrong. It is Supla." It is Supla. He was like, oh, so I've been saying it wrong twice now, huh? So I'm no longer the Duplex King. I don't just have property down in Boca Raton. Supla, just so you know for future reference. So they go on with the match. Pretty decent match. These two know each other from facing each other in TNA. There was some part eventually where Deonna Purrazzo is tied to the floor with the leg lock. Eventually they have a stare off. And Taya Valkyrie steps up and tries to throw Purrazzo, but Peraza reverses it and throws her into Toni Storm, which knocks Toni Storm down. Then she takes Taya back into the ring. When Toni Storm gets up, she's like, "Oh, someone's pissed in my chair. Who pissed in my chair? There's piss in my chair." So she was salty.
Oh, Toni Storm.
So she was salty. Eventually, back in the ring, Peraza hitting some strikes on Storm, trying to figure out, saying neither one of them are as good as Wendy Richter. Blue Thunder Bomb gives Valkyrie a 2.
With Wendy Richter. Random as hell.
Blue Thunder Bomb gives Valkyrie a 2. They head to the outside. Storm's ready for a fight. Peraza sends Valkyrie in 2. Knocks into the ropes, knocks her down. Back in, double arm crank makes Valkyrie tap. There's another spot in the match where she says, "Well, I don't have to tell Taya, tits up." It's like she's already there. She said she was like she reminds me a lot of Jane Mansfield for 2 reasons. I'll leave that to your imagination. She keeps saying just random shit during the match. So. After the match, she was mad and glaring at Peraza, and the whole time the Butler dude keeps doing this, like he's trying to make her smaller, like that's helping her or anything.
Oh Lord. I feel like Toni Storm character is what Massimo Male model should have been.
So backstage, Darby's being interviewed, and he's asking about the admiration that he has for the Young Bucks. That has him confused, but the Bucks come in and interrupt, and they said, "I don't know how you keep letting the leech like Sting keep taking all your money." They think that he should drop Sting and they become a goth trio because he's had some goth friends in high school, and then go after the trio. They didn't go after the trios titles. That's literally what they said. That's literally what they said.
We got golf friends in high school.
Alan just walks
Who
off.
said that? Nick? Did Nick say that, Ignis?
Alan walks off and says he wants the tag titles. And they said the Bucks are left to think of a new plan.
Nick had to say that. Nick the one that said that we got golf friends in high school.
Well, one of them.
It seemed like it would be Nick. Nick is the douches out of them two, bro.
Next up is our main event: Swerve Strickland versus Rob Van Dam. They did leave it open-ended until his music hit, and you obviously knew it was Van Dam. Samoa Joe is on commentary. This is a pretty good match. Before the match, Hangman got in the big screen and said that it's a hardcore match, so that way we can get all the chair shots RVD loves to give Van Daminators on and that nature.
I always see a Van Dam there. I want to see a Rolling Thunder with the chair like he used to. He do the Rolling Thunder, hold the chair as he did it.
He did a Rolling Thunder, but it got countered into a rolling downward spiral to playing Van Dam. Swerve sends him hard into the steps. Van Dam's able to pelt the chair at Swerve's head, sending him crashing through a table. 5-star on his hits the
Stop
chair.
pelting people with chair shots, bro.
5-star hits the chair. The house call only gets with the chair only gets a 2 count. He tried to go back up again for the 5-star. He kicked out of that. Swerve ends up going back up, hitting the stomp, getting the victory. 12 minutes 44 seconds. Post-match, Paige comes down pissed off. And Swerve says, "I'm done with this, bruh. I beat you twice already, bruh. Like, I ain't got shit to prove against you." And
I'll say the that thing,
Hangman
bro.
saying, like, "No, it's 2024. We both 3-0. Like, we gonna get past this."
You're 3-0, but you're 0-2 versus me. Okay?
But he talked him into it, though. He said, "We're gonna do this again." No, he said, "No, we're gonna do this again so I can prove to the world again that I'm better than you." So they're gonna have another match.
No, I'm talking about Hangman Page, like, new year, new me, okay? You're 0-0 against me in 2024. If you lose this one, you can't call him out no more, bro. Move on. It's over with.
So it's basically a number 1 contenders match. Whoever gets this gets the match. Whoever wins it gets the match against Joe at Revolution. That was the end of Dynamite.
Hey, that might seem short.
I guess.
It
didn't seem like I was watching.
Probably Toni Storm, though. Toni Storm just... Man. We'll start this off with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett is your new SmackDown commentary team. Start with Logan Paul. Said he hate Alabama. But he said, "I got to give praise to Kevin Owens. He hurt me more than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He said, "He even made me bleed, but you still lost." And he talked about how tough he is, and he mocked Seth Rollins, Reese, and CM Punk, Reese's injuries, and all that stuff like that. KO comes out here. This is the best part that got me. He said, He like, you know what? He like, it's my fault I lost. He's like, I used to brass nuts. Like, to that ref in the back, like, congratulations. You did your job. Did your job. Like, I cheated and I got caught. He goes into the ring, and this best line of this promo, he is like, get away from me, you stink. That what Logan Paul said. He like, yeah, because I bathed in prime before I got here. Yo, nasty ass energy drink. Energy drink. But Paul won't give him a rematch. This leads to the first match, which is KO and Austin Theory. Paul is commentary here on ringside. They try to do the whole thing with the nuts again, where they call a distraction. Logan Paul calls a distraction. Then Grayson Waller tries one, but it backfired because Owens intercepted Nux. Hits Austin Theory clean. Does it the right way this time. He puts him inside his what's the name like this. And got the pin that way, so got that one. Naomi has signed with SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton has signed with SmackDown too. Slaps me chin and runs off. That leads to a match earlier. Bianca Belair trying to figure out what she got to do to get a WrestleMania title shot. Logan Paul wants a match. But they get into a back and forth argument. She basically just dogs the shit out of Logan Paul because who don't? We get Legado del Fantasma versus LWO versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne versus Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't get to win here. You know who win this match. Pretty Deadly does twin magic, but it don't work. Dunne snapped both their fingers. Double Tyler Driver 97 finish, get the finish at 9 minutes. Bailey and Ripley are arguing on Raw. They talk that whole thing. Damage Control comes out here, minus Bailey, who listened from the other room. So they're basically other room, and they basically said, I forgot who said it, but somebody said she's like Batista with less tattoos. Basically, they're basically talking shit about Bailey. Is what they're basically doing. So she come out here and talk about WrestleMania decision. She said she done everything she did at WrestleMania. She said I even hosted the damn thing. She said I've been at a lot more downs lately in my career, but that's because I had Damage Control. They were my friends. We were family. But then she gets turned around. She was like, I want to be the best, and being the best just bring her to Rhea Ripley. She said, you got to prove people wrong, but your friends. You thought people were your friends, but you got to prove them wrong. And then she basically talked Japanese and said, I hear y'all mocking me backstage. Y'all been mocking me ever since this whole thing started. She's like, it's up. She's like, the jig is up. She said, all I want was Damage Control to be the best. Then they beat her down. Bailey Smart rolls over to the corner, goes into the steel steps, pulls out a lead pipe, start going. Since you're in Alabama, I'm trying to think of a famous Alabama baseball player. I can't think of one right now at the moment. So I'm just gonna say she's gonna fool my favorite player.
I got Bo Jackson.
He
went to Auburn.
She started going Bo Jackson with the pipe, and hitting everybody in the gut shot. She beat down and then you had this one spot where EO goes to hit her with the title. She got the pipe like this, and they had like a little like stare down, which was awesome. So she basically said she basically challenged EO for the title at Mania. Next we get Final Testament versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. This is so sad, bro. The Street Profits come out to Bobby Lashley music. They ain't even got their own music no more. They all wear black and gold. And that's because that's what Lashley wear.
I mean, they're together as a squad. You know?
But still, I know, man. But like, y'all couldn't do a mashup with the music or something, man. Come on, Street Profits got one of the best theme songs ever, though, bro. Like, something, man. It don't work, though. This starts off to a brawl. B-Fab comes in here and makes the save. She basically takes out Scarlett after Scarlett tried to jump on Bobby Lashley back and try to what's her name that. Next, Braun Breaker's about to sign with SmackDown, but Adam Pearce comes and said he has something for him on Monday. Jade Cargill comes in to talk with Aldis, who throws Pearce out. Pearce basically said, be careful of 00 salesmen, so they're about to have a bin war for Jade Cargill. Tiffany Stratton versus Mi Chen. Stratton gets the win here, 742. Then we get Cody Rhodes' decision with Roman Reigns to come out here. Reigns talked about how Seth called his title important, but Reigns mean everybody. He said, do you want Rollins money or Tribal Chief money? He calls Cody an idiot. Cody comes out here and basically says that I disagree with Seth about one thing. He said when he called that title the Hollywood title, he was like, that's the title my daddy held. He ain't held it for a long time. Like, but that's the title that my daddy had. Like, you know what? He like, I'm gonna take everything from you. He like, I'm not gonna fight you. He basically said, like, I'm not gonna fight your man. He like, but I had a lot of counsel. I talked to a lot of people. And one of them people I talked to counsel, you know real well. Which leads to The Rock coming out. Him and Cody, they shake hands, hug. Then they do this tense walk stare down thing, which is BS. Basically, I'm just gonna run to the whole gist of this. So basically, the way they said it was.
Let's go through it so we can talk about the reaction too, because then I still gotta talk about Rampage, which is gonna be irrelevant to everything we're about to talk about right now. It is. It kind of is. Though.
Okay, so basically,
we gotta do it in like 5 minutes.
With everything that happened, with everything going on with the whole thing with the Brock Lesnar, with change plans, CM Punk getting injured, that changed plans. Your plan was going to be Cody Reigns, Punk Rollins, but then they said that The Rock, for some reason, felt like he had to save WrestleMania because of everything that was going on, which is like, you don't need to save WrestleMania, bro. Like, you don't. Backstage, upset. He's even pushing to win the title from Roman. Like, so basically, a lot of people are not happy about this backstage. They feel that, like, they said it's nothing against Cody. They still value Cody as a major player. They feel like this can be.
It's a bigger. They think it's a bigger spotlight.
Yeah, they can make them more money
and
with the
ride. They can put Cody off to next year again.
The plan is
which is still going to be an up in the air thing because Punk got put off to next year technically with his injuries. You gonna put him off again too?
The way they're trying to say that this going to lead up to a bigger payoff for Cody down the line. They're talking about Cody beats Seth, challenge the winner of Reigns Rock down the line, title unification match. Cody gets both titles, and it's a bigger payoff for him having to like wait for what's the name. But like it kind of defeats the purpose because the story is for him to finish it at Mania. So do Cody win Money in the Bank and then lords it over Reigns' head? Like I can cash it anytime on this, but no, I'm gonna do it the right way. Mania, me and you 1-on-1. I'm cashing it right now, and he get to win that way. I don't know how they're going to do it, but there's a lot of people upset. Sami Zayn himself said The Rock is lucky for WWE. He basically just defended everybody in the back. Basically, it's a lot of upset people about this whole what's the name. To the point they said they might change it. I doubt it. But, yeah, like, I don't like that, though. I didn't like that. Like, y'all got people booing The Rock, man. Like, that's crazy. Who don't like The Rock?
So that was the end of SmackDown?
Yeah, that's the end of SmackDown, basically. They had a stare down, which ended the show.
All right. There's a lot coming out of that. We'll talk more about it next week. But let's get into our last show of the week. AEW Rampage starts off with a rematch. Top Flight versus Private Party. This stems from Private Party winning the match last week, grabbing the ropes during the roll-up. Mark Quinn did. So they thought they'd have a rematch this time. They have Axe Andretti in their quarter, which didn't matter with a damn thing. Though Top Flight
you still doing that water gimmick?
Top Flight got the victory, and he didn't do it today, thankfully. Top Flight got the victory, which causes a rubber match between the two teams. At one point, Zay fight his way back in. They went for the silly string and hit it, and went for the shooting star press. Moni got a 2 count on Dante. Darius cuts off the pin with a stomp, and Dante ends up hitting a spinning half Nelson slam to finish off Mark Quinn in 9 minutes and 53 seconds. Post-match, they tried to shake hands, but Private Party just tapped him on the head like little guys and walked off. Sammy Guevara's pissed off. He's back after that crazy tag match he had against Ricky Starks and Big Bill about 2 weeks prior, where he took the big dive off of the scaffolding, and then
they said he legit hurt himself. Did he legit hurt himself, or was
he was out for he wasn't nowhere to be seen last week. He's back this week, and he's coming after Will Hobbs for making the save for Ricky Starks on that one. Basically, what his promo came down to. Next up, got a wild slap nuts on the loose. Diddlin'.
J-E-double-F. J-A-double-R-E to double T. Jeff Jarrett.
Well, they're still shitting on Jay Lethal and think he's the cause of their group sucking. He tried to get them all together for a workout, but nobody came dressed for it but him. Jeff Jarrett said, look, I'm a 12-time former world champion. I'm not the reason this group sucks. So I don't need to work on nothing. You don't want to be losing all your matches recently, so you need to. And he tried to get Sanjay to do it. He tried to get Satnam Singh. And Satnam Singh said, I ain't been losing matches lately, bro, so I'm not working out. So they all tried to blame him. Next up,
Lito?
yeah. Next up, Ricky Starks and Big Bill taking on the Dark Order. This was a tag team title eliminator match. Went about 5 minutes. Rochambeau finishes off John Silver. Don Callis and Powerhouse Hobbs respond to Sammy Guevara and promise to take him out. Same thing they promised to do to Chris Jericho. Next match, Willow Nightingale, Queen Amanada. She comes down to the ring with Chris Statlander and a reluctant
the alien.
and a reluctant Stokely Hathaway, which he had a bracelet they made for him, but they spelled his name wrong, so it was Stooley instead of Stokely. He comes out very half-hearted to show props for Willow Nightingale. He just wants to manage Statlander, but he has to be friends with her too in order to get the other. You know what I'm saying? This match was 7 minutes 57 seconds. Got to the point where Amanada hitting a running hip attack in the corner for 2. Nightingale shrugged it off, and Babe with the powerbomb for the victory with the pin in 7 minutes 57 seconds. Orange Cassidy and Best Friends confront Undisputed Kingdom. So they want to have a 6-man on next week's Rampage because they're tired of him interrupting their matches and his opponents, like promos and matches also. The Outcasts were interrupting Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. Interrupted their interview segment, so they have a match coming up next week. This honestly, it's just because they randomly bumped into him. And then the one chick, the Harley chick who used to rap in QT Marshall's group, she like bit Stokely Hathaway on the hand. They said he probably needs to get checked out for rabies, which caused the match to happen. She just randomly did it. She's like acting like she was flirting with him and it just bit him. It was weird. Then you get your main event.
That is weird.
I told you on Dynamite, the CMLL guys came in and interfered in the match with Moxley and tried to jump him after the match. So all the jobbers that came out and made the save were now in this match. Well, 2 of them aren't jobbers, but they definitely don't get wins recently. And so Money Matt and Big Ange.
Oh, Coke Daddy.
Yes, Coke Daddy. Yep. Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal.
Oh Lord,
So
you picked
know
a dead
what's up.
card.
You know what's up. You know what's up. This is not a victory for them. Versus Volador Jr., Mystico, Mascar Dorado, and Hechicero. So the CMLL guys won this match. He gave us some time, went about 12 minutes. Christopher, I think CD took the pin in this one. It got down to the end where Hechicero had to settle for a top rope clothesline. Everything breaks down from here. Daniels went for a Koji clutch. It got broken up. Mystico sends Menard and Parker to the floor so Volador can hit a dive. Dorado does the same, leaving Hechicero in the ring to roll up Daniels for the pin. And that was the end of Rampage and the end of our show for this week.
God, Rampage, man. I might just start having you.
The action isn't bad. It's just that it's kind of just anticlimactic like the Roman Reigns match. You know what's coming for the most part, so that's all. They saved the good stuff for the other 2 shows.
Understandably so, but you should, because those shows are just better.
With that being said, I'm one half of your host, Rob.
I'm Clint.
And this is Ron Simmons. We're getting out of here. Peace till next week.
Queen shit, blue chip shit, Noki with the ring.